Howdy y'all, my name's BishiDove, but you can call me Bishi. And today we are playing more Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations, and it's already pretty late. I'm like 2 hours late to stream, but it's not my fault. You can blame the Game Awards. You can blame them. But anyway, we're gonna be playing a little bit of Ace Attorney today, making some more progress in Case 5, Episode 5, which is the last case of the game. So I am excited to make more progress. We'll see how far we can get. Stream might be a little bit shorter, just depending on how I feel, but those Game Awards lasted very long. It was almost 4 hours. I thought it was gonna be 2. What Game Awards? There weren't any Game Awards today, silly Bishi. Don't gaslight me. Don't you gaslight me on my own stream. But I saw that Elden Ring won Game of the Year, and God of War won a lot. God of War won like 10 categories. I don't know. I'm exaggerating, but it won a lot. Oh wow, the person at the end of the Game Awards was arrested. Wow. So, I'm confused about that. I didn't look up the article because I was getting stream ready. So, can y'all tell me what happened? Because I was watching, and I'm pretty sure that person was on stage the whole time with the Elden Ring team. I thought that he was kind of like behind them. I just assumed he was part of the team. And then he went and said something dumb at the end. He snuck up there? Nobody noticed until he said something on the mic? What the heck? Is that what happened? From what I get, he just walked up when they did. They look like yeah, it looked like a kid, but I was like, maybe they were part of, I don't know. Maybe they're just short. I didn't want to make any assumptions. I was like, oh, okay. But then when they said that thing at the end, I was like, what the hell? Hey, Cuddle, welcome. Okay, so it was just some random person from the crowd that walked up with the Elden Ring team and pretended to be a part of them, and then waited till the end to say something really dumb that didn't even make any sense. Okay. Well, that's pretty dumb. That's a dumb way to get arrested. But yeah, I just wanted to update y'all because, so I didn't want to talk about this during the charity stream the other day because I don't want to take away from, like, what we were doing and what the day was about. So I just didn't want to, like, talk about anything negative, but, so this weekend before I did the charity stream, we actually had, like, a water issue start at our house. We basically have, like, a pipe leak in our house, and the floor was, like, getting water everywhere and stuff, so we're still able to stay here, but, like, we had to, like, shut off our water, and we're having to, like, go to a family's home to go use their water, stuff like that. So that's kind of going on in the background for me and Ruuuvo right now. So I don't think them fixing the issue is going to impede streams, but I'm just not really sure. So I just wanted to keep y'all updated on that. I want to fulfill the charity streams as soon as possible, and I was hoping to start that next Tuesday. But if they have to come in here and replace the flooring that got damaged and stuff, I don't know if I'll be able to be in the stream room. Like, I might have to pack up everything, move it, and then unpack it again, kind of like moving in and out again. For them to fix all the floors and stuff. So I don't know. I'm really not sure. We're still in the process of figuring out what exactly they're gonna do. There's no damage in here, but they might replace the whole flooring of the whole house. I'm not sure. All right, anyway, y'all, let's go play some Ace Attorney. I think we're in a new section. I think we're about to get into the actual, like, court day. So, let's go. Let's do that. So here we are. Last time a lot of stuff happened. I am currently playing as Edgeworth because Phoenix is in the hospital. I remember Maya is, like, stuck across a bridge that's been broken. And we have a murder victim and we have a suspect that's been arrested who we are representing to try and prove them not guilty of what occurred. So I have a lot of notes here from Edgeworth's investigation. I know there's a whole Edgeworth Investigations game series. That's not what I'm talking about. But anyway, his name is Edgeworth and he was investigating. So now it's February 9th, 9:47 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Here's Iris, who looks exactly like Dahlia, who is evil. But Iris doesn't act evil. I don't know what her story is. I'm really not sure if she's like a long-lost twin or something. or if she's actually Dahlia who's like trying to change herself into a better person. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, my man's the legend. Why is it always the guys in the red suit that get to me? For me, it's a guy in a gray suit with a red shirt, apparently. I love the court portions of these games. Yeah, like the investigation parts are more chill and kind of like interesting to go around and collect all the clues. But then the court days are really hype. They're really exciting. Of course, then I'm in the spotlight there. I'm on the spot because I have to pick the right answer. So you like them Santa types, your little hurdy-gurdies. Oh, that guy was really hurdling his girdly. He was really girdling that hurdle during the Game Awards. Oh my god, that was great to watch. He was just hurdling that girdle. Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Oh my, Mr. Lorice feels that way about me?
Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. She's blushing. This is no time to be embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not. And in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Does that mean Mr. Lorice is the witness today?
So she's talking about Butts. He's trying to change his name, right? Larry Butts, and then... No, at least do not... Wait, who's Mr. Lorice again? Oh, I'm lost. Never mind. Her name was Dunam. Mr. Lorice? Wait, who is she talking about? Oh, God! I don't even think I have a Lorice in my notes. Lorice is Larry's... Oh, he's going by Lorice Dunam. Okay, I was like, huh? Sorry, I thought Lorice was like the last... Because she says Mr. Lorice, so it should be like the last name, right? Mr. Larry? Okay. I was right, I just got confused. Thank you. Folks, lads, time to girdle your hurdles. Sometimes you just want to hurdle your girdle, and that's okay. That's valid. Alright, it's Larry. Got it.
Does that mean Mr. Lorice is the witness today?
No. No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand.
Sister Bikini.
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dunam, correct?
That is correct. It wasn't me.
Very well then.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes?
You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed...
Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements.
I see.
Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I'm fit to do the task I've been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I'll leave my defense in your capable hands.
How would the court not recognize who Edgeworth is? Isn't he a prominent prosecutor? Well. I am fully expecting him to just be wearing a mask that looks like Phoenix. That's what I'm assuming he's gonna be doing. February 9, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 7. Oh no, he looks like Edgeworth. Okay. And we have the Canadian judge, who I made sound like Heisenberg. Do y'all still want Heisenberg, or should we just change his voice every time? What should he sound like that I can reasonably do? Because I'm not a professional. Canadian judge is back. Should just be the... It was like Heisenberg, but it was also just turning into a news reporter. Maybe I should just do that. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. I'll just make his own voice. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. I don't know why I said it like that. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before you had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant. Oh. Objection! I knew it was gonna be her. I knew it. Franziska makes a return. The prosecution stands ready. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance, you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? It's definitely your imagination. You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Just gaslighting this Canadian man. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't? But I'm sure, once before— Ah! I told you, there is no such weakling. What is that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip at— Hold it! I have no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee, but there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix right here today, but looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not so sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. That's all this game is. Oh, waha! The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, please give me an outline of this case, with as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Dunham. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Hey sis, do me a solid. So, about that revenge you wanted, be a big shot. Apparently because Canadian judge hasn't seen Edgy in a while, that's the only reason he doesn't recognize. These two are basically siblings. Yeah, I think they're like both adopted by Von Karma. Or they were kind of like his proteges, so he like trained both of them. I think they have that kind of sibling rivalry going on. That ceremonial sword looks very familiar. Yeah, it's a Shichishito sword, and it's, you know, it exists in pretty sure Japanese culture. And I think it might have been in Okami as well. Like, I think it was one of the weapons in Okami. But yeah, Ace Attorney didn't come up with this sword. That's not, yeah. Oh, it's been in a case before. Yes, it's been in a case, I think it was actually in this game, the same one, and it was the one with the Phantom Thief, I'm pretty sure. Because it's, I think it's like the same statue. There was the same statue with the same sword in a previous case. Sorry, I was thinking in general. I was like, yep, that's a Shichishito sword. I'm sorry. Franziska von Karma's an actual daughter, and Edgeworth was adopted by him after his father. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I couldn't remember if they were both adopted. Yes. So Edgeworth was adopted. And what's even more messed up about that is, Von Karma had, something to do with Edgeworth's father. not being around anymore. Yeah, it's messed up. I think Franziska was Manfred's actual daughter, and Edgeworth was quote-unquote adopted by him. Right. Okay. Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Courtyard where Elise Dunham was murdered. There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. I wasn't expecting Edgeworth to be, on that side of the screen at any point. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. Why is she scared? If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Oh, it's her back hurting. There she is. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini! Nice to meet everyone! But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Whoa! The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. Want me to leave? Yes, actually. No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case. Witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? I can't sound Canadian. It's not... I can't do it. I've tried and it sounds terrible. I'm not gonna do. Also, someone actually wanted to have kids with Von Karma. Surprising. He does talk about his wife in the second investigations game. Oh my god. Bikini is a tiny, funny woman. So small. Hey, wizard. Welcome in to the late night Ace Attorney stream. The night of the murder. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. But, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There is only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination! Okay. I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... Alright. I'm just gonna go over the last page of my notes from last time. So, Bikini told us before that she saw Iris stabbing Elise from behind with a sword around 11 p.m. She then screamed and passed out. She left Maya alone. Well, she left Maya at the inner temple to go take a bath for her back, like she said. And Iris was supposed to be there with her. Iris says that she never went over there at all. Maya had not started training yet. Pearl is missing. And Bikini says Iris went to help Maya, and Iris says she didn't, so there's a contradiction there. And also, the victim's body was found covered in bruises, so it seems like she fell from the second floor. That is what we have ascertained from last time. So I got my notes here ready to write down every single thing that is said today. Hey, Panda, welcome. Yeah, I just started streaming because we were hanging out in the Discord earlier today watching the Game Awards together. And it went on a lot longer than I thought it would. It was almost 4 hours, so it cut into stream time a little bit. So I'm doing a late night stream today. Might be shorter than usual, I'm not sure yet. You write stuff down? That's so smart. Yes, I didn't take notes when I first started Ace Attorney, but after I think the first or second game, I started to, because since I'm streaming these games and since, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. Since I stream these games and since I only play them like once a week, it's really easy for me to forget what was going on. So I would show up to the next stream and be like, I have no idea what happened last time, and then I would struggle so much figuring out all the logical puzzles and picking the right answers on, you know, what to present. So I started taking notes, and it's actually helped me a lot. Sometimes when I'm stuck, I just have to go back from the beginning of like the chapter and read the notes I have, and it actually helps me remember what to do. So, yeah. Playing a game already? Yeah, I wanted to get to it because, like I said, I had to start stream later, so I was like, oh god. Let me just get into the game already. Goodness gracious. My husband, Miles Edgeworth. I like Edgeworth. I love Maya, Phoenix, Edgeworth. I like Gumshoe too, Pearl. I guess I like everybody. I like all the main cast. I actually am planning on doing an Edgeworth cosplay. We were planning on doing it for a convention earlier this year, but then we wanted to start planning our wedding, so we put the cosplay stuff on hold. So maybe next year we'll cosplay Edgeworth and Phoenix to a convention. Perhaps, perhaps. It's better this way than having to look stuff up. I feel so defeated. I know. Well, I also sit here for like 30 minutes stuck on a puzzle until maybe someone gives me a hint. So I don't know what's better. Forgot to say, as of today, officially, I've been on this earth for 21 years. Happy birthday, Wolf! Oh my goodness. Happy 21st birthday. Yeah, do you have any big plans? You doing anything special, like during the weekend or anything? Happy birthday. Everyone please wish Wolf a happy birthday. Happy birthday. I should have like a little sound effect for happy birthdays, but I don't, but happy birthday to Wolf. Happy birthday to Wolf. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Wolf. I need to have like a kazoo, and I'll just sing the songs to all of you. Not huge. I got some good Chinese food today, for dinner, and celebrated with my parents with a cake. Oh, okay, well that sounds very sweet. That sounds wonderful. I'm glad you had a nice celebration, had some good food. That's always what my favorite thing to do for birthdays is get good food, whether it's restaurant or making something good at home. So I'm glad you had a good day, Wolf. Happy birthday again. What am I doing? I'm pressing. Okay, I'm pressing. Can I have a kazoo version of My Heart Will Go On for my birthday? Yes, I just need to get the kazoo first. You know, that'd actually be pretty fun if I got some kazoos. And if it was someone's birthday, I could do a kazoo thing for them real quick. Or it can even be a redeem thing. I'm gonna write that down. I have to buy a kazoo. You know, I've been wanting to buy a kazoo for like 3 years. And I just haven't done it. They're like $1. They're like $1. And I've never gotten one. It's just one of those things that you just forget to do it, you know? The John Cena entrance. That would be good. That would be a good one. All right, Bikini. I was helping an Acolyte with her training, but... What is this inner temple? Well, see... I'll just have to fake it. I thought I was gonna lose it earlier. The one night I needed nothing to happen here, and the machines decide to explode. Oh, yeah, I thought I saw you mention something. I heard in the VC, I was hearing like some background noise. I was like, is Wizard at work right now? I just thought it was so funny. Because we're watching the Game Awards and I could hear like somebody's at work, I thought. What happened? Something terrible happened? I'm sorry. Hey, Caramel, welcome in. I love those emotes so much. Those little pugs. Welcome in. We are playing some Ace Attorney after watching the Game Awards together in the Discord server today. But now I'm trying to get some story done in Ace Attorney, and also it's way hotter in here than I thought. I'm wearing like fuzzy pajama pants, and it is way too hot for them. Oh dear God. I had to switch into a t-shirt. I was wearing a sweater when we were watching the Game Awards and then I started sweating. I was like, oh God. There's a server issue. 45% of our machines just froze entirely. Oh my God. Almost half of them? What do you do for work? Like, you know, what kind of job? Like programming or something? I don't know if you've told us before. And if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to say it. Just ask him. I know that feel. Yeah, like, it's supposed to be cold here. It's December. It's like 60 something outside, but it's too hot for warm clothes, I guess.
Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right?
We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam.
In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training.
And how exactly do you help with this process?
It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising.
Like a tutor, watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place?
As you can see, my back likes to act up violently.
Hold it! He's so dramatic. Violently?
That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training.
Life is suffering! On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again?
That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off.
So that's all stuff we already knew.
Casino tech.
I live in Oklahoma, no one would want to come here to find me. I don't know, I just, you know, I ask questions about people, but I never want people to feel like they have to tell me the answer if they're just, like, not really cool with answering it, so. Anyway, that's really cool, though, casino stuff. So, if half of the server, or the technology went down for a casino, does that mean, like, people weren't able to bet and, like, play the slot machines and stuff? Oh, God. Speaking of jobs, I don't know if I got to tell you guys, but I got a new job on November 11th. Going swimmingly, I love it. My new coworkers are funny, and I pretty much sit on my butt all day. That's awesome, Lovebutt! I know that job searching, the job hunt was going really terribly and just like taking a toll. So I'm really glad that you you found something and found something good. Really happy for you, Lovebutt. Congrats. It's not a soul-sucking job like debt collection, yes. Very glad you got out of that and got something nice. I'm glad to hear that. Happy for you, Lovebutt. That's wonderful. They couldn't cash out or play on the machines that messed up. It was hell. Oh God. I can already imagine the complaints of people just being so upset, especially like it has to do with money. Oh no. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you survived. I'm glad you're still here with us after that ordeal. I wonder how many casino goers were just pissed off. Yeah, that's what I always think of as the customers, the terrible customers. Hey Edna, welcome. Bishi, so glad you're streaming. I am, yes. Done with finals, and this is such a treat. Well, welcome in, Edna. Glad to have you. Yeah, I almost didn't stream. I was thinking about it back and forth because we were watching the Game Awards together in the Discord earlier, and they went on for way longer than I thought. I was thinking it was going to be 2 hours, and it was almost 4. So it cut into like half the stream time, but I really wanted to stream today. I really wanted to play more Ace Attorney, so here I am. Hopefully not on the floor and in like a server room away from customers. Me too, it was rough, but we still out here and no one quit, so we're okay. Okay, good. I'm imagining you in a room with a bunch of screens all going red like a movie. There's like the black screen with the green text like trying to hack into the system and fix it. Oh my God. Oh gosh. It was worse. I had to deal with the moody customers. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Customer facing jobs, I feel, are always the worst. Always terrible. I'm so sorry. Well, I'm glad that you're, I'm assuming you're back at home and relaxing now, so. Just a dude in a white van going on the keyboard and saying, I'm in. Yeah. Oh.
I left Iris to help the Acolyte and returned to Hazakura. You left Iris to help. With what? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Okay, this is part of timeline stuff. I try to have a timeline too, even if it's informal. Okay, so 10 p.m. Uh-huh. Yeah, I have it written down already. Bikini left and went to... Okay, that's gonna confuse me. She went back. And then took a hot bath for her back. And around 11, she witnessed the murder. Okay. I've got it. Starting entering the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so that they don't pass away. That's simple? Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. So she met an Iris in the temple. Iris says she never left to go to the temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. So you returned to the Hazakura temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world, after all. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are! I know what's on your mind. Oh, please! And he's just totally unaware, like, what is she talking about? I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? Oh my god! This is why you have to watch the young ones. What are you going on about? I was... Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth. She's just going with it. The lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick-me sign stuck to the defense's bench? I think so. Actually. Whoever is standing there gets bullied. Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so... It was after I had just finished, as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. Okay. I gotta write that down, Okay, so Bikini... Hallway... from room... I think that's what she said. And see courtyard. So she saw it, like, on her way from her room? That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. We have one problem! If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. Okay. Let's see. Let me look at what I have. So... Paired by Elise Dunham when she was alive, has her fingerprints. Parent murder weapon, has the victim's blood and suspect's fingerprints. Shows Misty Faye, master of the Kodain technique. See before lights out. Protects from evil spirits. Found in the main hall. Maybe she dropped it. It is the blackmail letter from Butts. Shows Hazakura Temple and the surrounding area. Okay. Weather data, original weather report for the night of the crime. We had snow with occasional lightning strikes. Lightning lasted from 10 to about 11. Snow was 7 to about 10:50. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. 30 minutes passed between the fires starting and going out. There's a lot of time information here, might be important. I don't know if that's what we need right now. This is the magazine from the beginning. Photo of Elise taken by Butts. Iris's testimony: rang lights out bell at 10 p.m. was then in her room until the murder was discovered. Lisa's autopsy: 10 to 11 p.m. was time of death. Cause was loss of blood from stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after death. After death. So she was killed on the second floor and then pushed out, and that's... Huh. So that would actually contradict, that would... Oh, this is something else. This is not right now, but this would contradict, like, the testimony that she saw Iris stabbing her in the back in the courtyard because she fell 10 feet after she died. So... Huh, okay. But I don't know what the contradiction is right now. I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. My back acted up. I left Iris to help the acolyte return to Hazakura. There's no bath at the inner temple. Is that true? I don't have anything that would disprove it, I don't think. I don't have, like, a picture. And I don't think I saw a bath anyway. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. Maybe it has to do with the lights out, or the storm. Let me press her on this one again. Time was in the courtyard. When you go from my room... From her room to the main hall. You have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. It's pure coincidence. Okay. I feel like it's gonna have to do with the time the lights went out, or, like, the layout. Maybe? Or the storm, the weather. So, I mean, Hazakura Temple is where the murder took place. It's where she took the bath. Everything's just contained in there. So I don't think this map is going to help me. This is more so showing all 3 locations. I can't believe I'm already stumped! I'm already stuck! Regional weather report for the night of the crime. So at 10 p.m., there was no light in the temple. And when did she go back? Around 11? I'm really not sure. I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. My back likes to act up. I left Iris to help the acolyte return to Hazakura Temple. Well, I guess maybe the most obvious thing would just be the fact that her and Iris have conflicting testimony. Like, I think I have a paper, like, right here, right? Of Iris's testimony. So I think actually that's what it's gonna be. Not the other complicated things I was thinking of. So let me try that. I was thinking deeper, but I think it's just that. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, well, well. Don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No, she said that? A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Whoa! All people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question. Dear, dear, dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what I... My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination. Okay, so we are amending her testimony. Oh gosh. Okay. I was helping an acolyte with her training. My back likes to act up. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Ah, so she's saying that she was wearing the hood. But we know for sure that the real Iris wasn't. See, I think that she met an Iris imposter. I really think that now. Whether it was a twin, like it's actually Dahlia and this person, Iris, is actually Iris. Or someone trying to frame Iris or something. Okay, I'm gonna press on this first and then I'm gonna present the hood, because I think that's what it is. Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake, thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. Yeah, so I'm going to present this. Witness, let's get one thing straight. I'm not. The defendant whom you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wahahaha! Wahahaha! Wait a minute. Objection! Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Well, well, well. Do you see the boxes she's on? Because she's so short. She was on like 5 boxes. I just noticed. I'm just gonna casually insert that ad-lib. Of course. Every time someone says, let me get this straight, I have to say, I'm not. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Riot's face every time he does it. Order! Order in the court! Witness your... Wah! Sister, this hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile. A surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. And this is quite strange. Wah! If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. Really?
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt.
Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation.
After my bath. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple.
Oh, okay. Around 11. Okay, yeah. She finished her bath.
And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look.
Okay. And then she heard noise from the courtyard. Okay.
Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise! And with that sword of all things!
So she found Iris stabbing Elise. Okay.
Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard.
Oh, that might be important. She stayed in the corner room. Okay.
The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
So she was pushed out the window and then stabbed. The bruising happened after death, though. So that's the contradiction already right there. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court, and me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness.
Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours?
After my bath, cross-examination.
Okay, I think I already know the contradiction, but I'll still press everything. Finished the bath around 11, thought I should return to the temple. How far is it from your room to the inner temple?
Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. That's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hazakura Temple.
Okay, these might be important too. Hold on. From Dusky Bridge to Hazakura.
The inner temple is just beyond the bridge.
Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? Okay. You never made it back there that night, did you?
That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall.
And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and... You say you heard a noise?
Thump, just like that.
That was probably her falling out of the window. So she, heard a noise. Okay. That could only be the sound of the victim falling.
It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear snow falling from the branches. Thump, just like that.
But then, wouldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground?
I never thought of that.
Wahahaha! Wahahaha! The next one to laugh gets a whipping.
Uh-oh. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and... Iris was... Oh, Mystic Elise! And with that sword of all things... This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to... The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword, Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. Uh-oh. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time. Please, don't keep us in suspense. Her hood. Her hood? That's right. It's coming back to me. Right, she didn't have the hood on. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. Right. See, what I'm thinking happened is that perhaps Elise was killed, or she was stabbed, or something. Well, I'm actually starting to think of even more things. I don't know. I'm not even gonna say anything anymore. My brain is going 100 miles per second right now. Like, thinking of a bunch of different things, but I don't know if they even make sense, so I'm just not. It's fine. Basically, the photo and her testimony, well, it's not really a picture, this is her testimony. Iris does not have the hood, which matches reality. Iris was not wearing her hood. So that's gonna be important later. Hey Arkham, welcome in. Sorry for being late, had to get some stuff done after Game Awards. No worries, no worries. So happy I'm done with finals and officially the semester winter break, woohoo. Oh yes, congrats to everyone who have finished their finals or will soon be finished with their finals. I think this week was the last week for a lot of people. Congratulations. And I hope all y'all get some very well-deserved rest. And take it easy, y'all. Take it easy. I'm sure it's been a hard semester for a lot of y'all. This year was not an easy one for a lot of people. In lots of different ways, so glad you're all doing okay, and congrats on finishing finals for everyone who has. I've returned with unhealthy food that I deserve. 100% deserve. McDonald's? Shift still isn't over. Oh, you're still at work! Oh my goodness. I have wings though. Oh, nice. Teriyaki wings. Spice is my mortal enemy. That's valid. That's valid. I like lemon pepper. Teriyaki's pretty good. I am a spice enjoyer, so I like buffalo. I think those are the big ones. Probably lemon pepper and buffalo are my favorites. But yeah, teriyaki's also very good. The Iris wasn't wearing her hood. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she had given that hood away to someone, right? Yeah, so this makes her look more like the murderer. Huh. You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? Oh, I get to say? Well, to me, what she saw was not the murder. I think what she saw was Iris trying to help Elise by maybe trying to take the sword out of her. I think that's what was happening. If Iris is not the murderer. But, so in that case, I would want them to know it was Iris, because in that moment, she wasn't being murdered, because she was killed before she fell. What I was confused about is in the testimony, it looks like Elise is alive, but apparently she fell to the ground from her room after she died. So that's why I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on, so... I don't know. Let's say it's not important, and then I'll go back and change it if I have to. This line of questioning is only going to tear the wound open further. These statements are as useless as the investigations of a certain detective. There is no need to record them. Very well. Please, continue with your testimony. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room which faces out onto the courtyard. So let me just make sure I take note that I can change testimony. Okay. She was staying in the corner room. The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor. No. Hazakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back. Okay, so it's not a second floor, but there's a slope, so it kind of feels like you're on the second floor compared to the courtyard. To about the height of a 2-story building. Right, I can see it on the right side. Okay. So someone took the sword out of the statue's hands somehow. And then I almost feel like the sword is supposed to be facing up. And then that makes me think, oh, maybe she was pushed out of the window and then she fell onto the sword and that's how she died. And then, you know, Iris came along and tried to pull the sword out of her, trying to help her, and then it just made her look like a criminal. Don't tell me nothing! But I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about a bunch of different things, but I don't know if any of them are true. Okay, about the height of a 2-story building. I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes. I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room after all. Okay, the stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. This is where I think the contradiction is. What makes you so sure of all this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. After she was killed, though. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? It doesn't feel like she's lying. This is very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own abilities as a defense attorney, even though he's never been one before. Okay, so I think... Oh, sorry. I think it's the last one. This one. Or we can change the testimony somehow. Must have occurred after she was pushed out of the window. Where's the autopsy? Yeah, body fell 10 feet after death. Yep. Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say, anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Ah, that's right. It says after death right there. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? That's what I thought. Grump Wave. Oh my goodness. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid, y'all. Can we get a shout out for Grump Wave, please? Welcome in. My name is Bishi. We are playing some Ace Attorney today. Thank you so much for the follow, Noble. Welcome in, Grump Wave, Mr. Mushi, Drew, Yaron. Welcome. And welcome in, Noble. Howdy, y'all. Oh, Dragon Quest Heroes Rocket Slime.
I think you were playing that. I think the last time that you did a raid here, I think you were playing that too. I hope you had a great time. You're having fun. I remember I was asking about Dragon Quest, saying I'd never played a Dragon Quest game, but I want to, and then you were saying that Heroes Rocket Slime is not like a mainline Dragon Quest game. That's what I remember. The game Drew makes us all play. Well, I still hope you had a great time. Like I said, I'm playing Ace Attorney. We are in the final case of the last game of the main trilogy. So I'm in case 5 of Trials and Tribulations. I think I'm maybe halfway through or maybe a third of the way through. I've just started this, I think, a couple weeks ago, so we're still pretty early on here. But yeah. Hope y'all had a good time and welcome in. I actually started my stream very recently, like an hour ago, because I was in my Discord server watching the Game Awards with everybody, and it went on way longer than I thought it would. I thought it was gonna be I'm about to say 2 years. I thought it was gonna be 2 hours, and it turned into 4. So I had to start my stream pretty late. I convinced them with memes. That's the only way. Is that a new judge? Yes, this is a different judge than usual. He is Canadian, but I can't do a Canadian accent, so I don't make him sound Canadian. But he says a boot and a lot. And we are, yeah, we're dealing with this new judge. He has been in a previous case before, usually during flashbacks. We are now in the current time in the game, and Edgeworth is actually being a defense attorney right now, which is a turn of events, because Phoenix is in the hospital. So Edgeworth is kind of filling in for him right now. Wait, I know the Bishi memes, I think. You're getting married? Yeah. That's the most popular meme here. It happened at the end of October. It happened like, oh gosh. Yeah, like a month ago. Like me. I was talking on stream about how my friend hacked his Japanese 3DS to get a fan translation for the Great Ace Attorney before the official one came out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the official one came out, oh gosh. I think that was last year. And I already bought it, like, I think either the beginning of this year or like the end of last year. So I'm ready to play that. As soon as I'm done with the trilogy here, I'm gonna move on to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which I think it's only 2 games? I don't think it's a trilogy, right? On the topic of the Game Awards, the person who interrupted the Game Awards at the end was arrested. Yes. We were talking about that at the beginning of the stream, actually. Yeah, I don't know how many of y'all from Grumpwave's stream were watching the Game Awards earlier today, but there was some person who, like, snuck up on stage and interrupted the very end, like, the Game of the Year announcement and stuff, and it was so dumb. It was very dumb. But yeah, overall, the Game Awards were pretty cool. It went on longer than I thought it would, like I said. I wasn't expecting that. But, all the awards pretty much made sense. God of War won so many things, which makes sense. I haven't played it myself yet, but yeah, I've heard it's really, really great. The VA who won an award did a great job. But yeah, it was just funny. Almost everything the Game of the War, that the God of War game was nominated for, pretty much every time they won. But then Game of the Year went to Elden Ring, which also makes sense. I know a lot of people loved Elden Ring. I'm not a From Software person. I played Bloodborne for a few streams, and it was just very stressful. I liked it. It was fun, but I can't handle that much stress, so I probably won't return to it. And I haven't tried Elden Ring, but I like to watch people play it sometimes. Yeah, Al Pacino. Yeah, Uncle Al was there. He just seemed like somebody's uncle. It was funny, so we kept calling him Uncle Al. Yeah, Al Pacino. I was like, huh? I didn't recognize. I was like, who is that? And then everyone was like, The Godfather. I was like, oh, that guy. Why is he here? October. I barely know her. Canadian. Not kidding me. No, yeah, I got you. You're Canadian. Drew informed me of this while streaming. It sounds kind of funny, but yeah, right. Like, it just took the time away from the people who won the award, the Elden Ring team, you know? It was less, and then whatever the person said, I didn't even understand. I was just like, okay. He has such a nice speech too, and Al Pacino. Yeah. All the things I wanted it to get were Chris Judge and the music award for Bear. Right, yeah. And Chris Judge had a really nice speech too. I loved it. He was honest. He was like, I don't play video games. Yeah. Like he was real about it. Welcome in, Spy. Welcome.
You can tell when he found the teleprompter, he was searching. I think he said something about it too. Like he said he was struggling to read it or he's struggling to find it or something. So yeah, he was very real about it. Oh gosh. Yeah. Hades 2 announcement was my highlight, so happy. Yeah, that we got Hades 2 announced. We got Death Stranding 2. I know a lot of people are excited for that. I've been meaning to play that game like in my own time off stream ever since it came out and I never did it. At this point, I feel like I should just watch like a cutscene montage because the game is very long. There's a lot of periods of time where like nothing's really going on, which I don't mind all the time, but I just don't have a lot of free time for long form games off stream. So I might just watch like a cutscene YouTube video or something and then maybe play the second one myself. I'm not sure. I don't know. Death Stranding seems like 2 different games in one, really. What makes you feel that way? I don't think anything can top La La Land Best Picture for a weird award show moment. I don't remember. It's hit or miss for me whether I'm gonna watch an award show. Sometimes I watch them, and lately I just focus on game-related stuff. Tekken 8 trailer was also good for those Tekken enjoyers. King looks great. Yeah, a lot of people were excited for Tekken. A lot of people were excited for Street Fighter. There were a few games that caught my eye, but like nothing that I have been waiting for. I thought it was interesting they're coming out with like a Bayonetta prequel. I haven't even played Bayonetta 3 yet. I want to, but I'm trying to finish Ace Attorney and Pokemon first before I jump into another big game. So as soon as I finish something here, maybe I'll try to get on the Bayonetta train once again. I played 1 and 2, but just haven't gotten 3 yet. Maybe I'll get it when it's on sale or something at this point. We also got Lo-Fi Hip Hop Girl and Rocket. Yeah, I saw that! I was like, Lo-Fi Girl? What is Lo-Fi Girl doing here? Oh. On one hand, you got the head empty Amazon simulator, and then on the other hand, you have a batshit Kojima game where Guillermo is a Frankenstein and Troy Baker can control. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess the first game was, oh yeah, Death Stranding seems like 2. Okay, I thought you were talking about the sequel for some reason. No, yeah, like, there's really, really high-paced action and, like, wacky stuff going on in Death Stranding, and then you also have just walking around kind of aimlessly for hours, I heard. Like, you know, UPS simulator or Amazon simulator. Which I don't mind. I just know it's a really long game, and I don't know if I have time to play it, even though I want to. Yeah, I've only seen the very beginning of Death Stranding, so I don't even know the story and what happens. So when they showed the trailer for the second game, I was totally lost, because I'm like, I have no context for what's going on whatsoever, because I don't know anything. I've played the very beginning at, like, a friend's house, like, twice. But I never played the whole game. I just did kind of the Amazon delivery part. So, yeah. The odd storybook themed one, very interesting. Right, it was very different from the typical Bayonetta game. It kind of looked like an indie game almost, just because it's such a different format. So, I don't know. I'm kind of interested to play that too. I just love Bayonetta. My friend bought me the director's cut for Christmas, so I'm ready to play. Ooh. Even more content! Do you know... if you say to your Alexa, thank my delivery driver, after you get a package, they get a $10 bonus from Amazon. Huh. Everyone should do it because they were very overworked this time of year. I had no idea about that, yeah. I think, now, I don't know if this is just me. I think they should get the bonus anyway. I don't think we should have to say something to our Alexa to get them a bonus. But I appreciate you telling me. I'm kind of like, what does an Amazon pay their workers? How about that? Can we do that? Hey, Amazon. Hey, Alexa. Can you tell Amazon to pay all of them right now, regardless of whether or not I say to? Oh my god. Game Awards really lost me with that. Oh, I don't think I saw your message, Panda. It might have been too long. I wish Twitch would tell you when it doesn't go through. Yeah, I don't think I saw it. Maybe you could shorten it or separate it into a couple different messages. Sorry about that. I agree. Right, like, thank you for telling me, but I'm also like, the fuck, Amazon, pay your people for God's sake. Oh my god. You know what? And is a $10 bonus? Is that like $10 per hour? Or do they get 10 bucks? That's it. Like, that's $10 an hour, right? Is it just $10? Oh dear God. Give them all a $1,000 bonus. How about that? How about that? It's a nice gesture, but give your workers a living wage, right? Like, why is it on people? Not everyone has an Alexa. It's $10 every time they're thanked. Okay, yeah. So if they have like 100 people thank them, they get $100. But still! Oh no, not 100 people, sorry. That would be like... I can't think anymore, sorry. I can't. My brain cell just fizzled out. The very last one. It's gone now. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but... just pay your employees for... Yeah, that would be 1,000. No, well, they should get 1,000, actually. They should. Speaking of wings, I ordered these wings recently called Ghosts, and when I tell you it felt like hell itself was in my mouth, why would you do that to yourself? There's a reason my waiter said, are you sure you want them? If your waiter is warning you, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. The trick for multiplying by 10 is... I know. I said the wrong thing. Never really liked the Game Awards, mainly because I feel like they vote on what is the most popular instead of for a game that deserves it. This could just be me bitter about Wildlight not winning Game of the Year in 2020. Right, yeah, so Yakuza 7 was nominated in 2020 and then didn't win, which, I mean, like, it was my Game of the Year, my personal Game of the Year, but I know I'm a Yakuza freak, but I think that the game deserved Game of the Year for the fact it managed to balance drama and comedy, voice acting, gameplay, music was perfect. Last of Us 2 won. And yeah, Last of Us 2, that's a hard game to beat, especially with something that's a little bit more niche like Yakuza. And to a point, I mean, yeah, I do feel like a lot of the times it can be kind of a popularity contest. They do have a panel of judges, and then apparently 10% of the votes are also based on like the community voting online and stuff. So I don't know, it's kind of tough. I would take Game Awards with a grain of salt. I think typically the game that's going to be winning is something that is well known. So yes, popular. And then well-rounded too. So for instance, Last of Us 2 was very popular and it was well-rounded. I mean, a lot of people love the game. I didn't play it, but you know, it was well-loved. So then that's a big reason why it won too, you know? And Yakuza 7 is well-loved, but it's also niche. Not everybody knows what it is. So like, I see the reason why. I also didn't like that it didn't win. But yeah, Game Awards, it can kind of be about popularity as well, for sure. I mean, last year, It Takes Two won, and I was actually surprised by that. Not that it didn't deserve it, but more so like, oh wow, that's a game that I didn't think everyone knew about, and it actually won Game of the Year. So I don't know, it kind of goes back and forth, I guess. Yeah, of course, Y7, it was fine for people to just jump in and start playing it. I just mean, like, I don't know how many people outside of Yakuza fandom really, I mean, if you're comparing it to Last of Us, you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference in, like, the reach it has. Because Last of Us is, like, an established, and like I said, Yakuza is kind of more niche, so that's all I mean. I don't say it didn't deserve it. I say, like, I get why it didn't, but I still don't like it, right? So. Okay, hold on, I'm missing some chat. Do they have ghost peppers in them? Yeah, that would make sense, right? Yeah, it had ghost pepper, Carolina Reaper, and habanero. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that? I think the fact that something as niche as Yakuza even got nominated in the first place. Right, like, I was surprised it was even nominated in the first place, exactly. I was like, wow, Yakuza 7 is actually on there, you know, so... Maybe we'll see a future Yakuza game get included in nominations, like maybe Ishin next year could be nominated, we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of tough, because I think that Yakuza, even though it has gained a lot of popularity in recent years, it's still technically kind of niche. Like, if I just bring up Yakuza to a random person on the street, they won't know what I'm talking about most of the time. But if I bring up Last of Us 2, they'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard of that. You know what I mean? Or Call of Duty. Oh yeah, I know what that game is. Compared to games like that, I guess. It was pain incarnate. I saw someone made a bot that ordered their Christmas packages and set the delivery dates spaced out over the next 2 weeks, and when they get the delivery complete email, it speaks to the Alexa to auto-give the driver the bonus. That's nice. We live in a wild timeline.
Oh, past my bedtime. Night, everyone. Sorry if I missed you, Mr. Mushi, but thanks so much for being here and joining in the raid. I hope you have a wonderful night, sweet dreams, and I hope I see you again sometime. Good night. Over Doom Eternal, but it's great because the music gets more intense the more demons you kill. I'm not surprised at the results of the year that Y7 was nominated. Amazing that it even was nominated in the first place. That's a feat in itself. Like, I was glad that it was even recognized in that regard. Yeah. The fact Y7 got nominated is great. It shows how much the series has grown, even with how praised Zero was. It never got nominated. Right, like no other Yakuza game I think has been nominated for something like that, right? So it kind of shows that the direction the game series is going is becoming more popular, so more well-known, I should say. Wasn't surprising given it was up against the popular hard hitters, right? Kind of like how I felt about this year's Game Awards with Plague Tale being up against God of War, Elden Ring. I mean, I think that Plague Tale was a wonderful game. I haven't even finished it yet, but like, it's just a very great story. And it didn't win anything, but it's because it was up against so many popular and anticipated games. I mean, Ragnarok people were looking forward to that for so long. Elden Ring, people were looking forward. You know what I mean? Like, they were very big, so it's hard to beat out games like that, you know? It's in people's crosshairs now, and the way Persona was niche until Persona 5. Right, I think that's a good comparison, too. I didn't get into Persona until 5, either. I never played The Last of Us because I had no interest in playing a game like that. Not saying it's bad, I physically cannot say that. Oh, okay. I like Last of Us 1 a lot, but I have a few friends who say 2 is one of their favorite games. Yeah, I think a lot of people who liked the first one really, really like the second one. I liked watching the first one, and then there were just some things I heard about the story in 2 that made me kind of shy away from it, so I just never ended up watching it. And I got spoiled for something in it too, so I was like, But, you know, I don't want to knock anybody who likes it. It's just everyone has their own thing, you know? Oh, must go now, but have a great time with Canada Judge. No worries, Jojo. Thanks so much for being here and joining in the raid too. And hope you have a good night. See you later. Games like Wild Loud often get overshadowed for what's hot right now instead of what was really more enjoyable and compelling to play. Right. I don't know. It's just, like I said, I always take the award ceremony with a grain of salt. And I try to be realistic about it too, of like, I want this game to win, but I don't know if it's going to, you know, but I still get what you're saying. That's the thing, the masses still find the other things that are winning and nominated to be enjoyable and compelling, right? Like, it's not up to each individual's personal taste, and some things are more palatable to more people, and other things are more niche, you know? I think it just has to do with stuff like that. Gonna hop out too. Hope you solved the murderer. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thanks so much for the raid, Grump, and hope you have a great night too. And we'll see you around. Have a good one. Game Awards are in essence a popularity contest for a lot of these categories, right? It's difficult going up against something as absolute and monumental as Elden Ring. The idea we even have a silly award show for something as subjective as games is a tad ridiculous. Yeah. I'm there for the cool premieres more than anything. Right, yeah. I can't stand games that came out the month before winning. That's always been kind of a thing too, like, oh, it just came out like a few weeks ago and it's nominated, you know, but I think that they're trying to include them because they came out in that year, because they can't be nominated for the next year, right? So, I don't know. Seeing the Hades trailer was sick, right? I like watching the premieres, and it's always just interesting to see kind of the culture that surrounds the Game Awards too. Like, you'll see people making memes from the show as it's happening on social media, and then they'll just kind of spread out on the internet and stuff. So I don't know, I guess it's just kind of an experience more than anything. But everyone experiences it differently, and you know, it's valid to be upset when your fave doesn't win. I'm not trying to argue against that, just kind of like speaking my piece of how I see it, my perspective on it. But yeah, it does suck when something you really like doesn't win stuff, but it did get nominated at least, and I'm looking forward to other Yakuza games getting nominated in the future, hopefully, and maybe someday winning something. Just for the fun of it, just be like, oh wow, it won something, you know. Still haven't played the first Hades rip. You could play it on my account, Ruuuvo. I have Hades on Steam.
You could play it if you want to. But you gotta finish Pokemon first. Oh, well, no, wait, you did. You're doing post-game now, never mind. You could play Hades. I've seen many people playing, but never played it yet. Like, I want to stream it too, I just don't know when. I don't know when. I can recognize Elden Ring is a great game, but personally would not enjoy it. Games are a subjective thing, so I feel like awards are so hard to actually judge. Right. And like, again, all of the judges I'm sure have their own biases going into it, right? Which is why it's kind of like all subjective and all kind of just, I don't know. How am I trying to say this? Which is why I feel like a lot of the times the game that wins is kind of going to be like maybe the most anticipated and well-received game. Instead of maybe, oh, this game had really great music, it had a fun cast, it had a good story. And then this game had all those things too, but it was more popular. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of what goes into it as well sometimes. And it just depends on who's judging, I guess. I really don't know what goes on in the background of like the Game Awards stuff. I don't know who's saying what they're thinking or anything, but I don't know. God of War came out last month and swept all the awards except a handful. Right, like, I don't doubt that God of War was an amazing game, but it was kind of funny seeing it when it was nominated. I would just stare at it and wait for it to be highlighted because it won. Because I was like, it's gonna win this one too. Because it kept happening. I was like, oh my god. I don't throw the word perfect around a lot, but Hades is a perfect game for me. Wow. Yeah, I've heard great things about Hades. I really want to play it. I did buy it when it was on sale. I just never got around to it. Love Transistor. Yeah, Transistor is also from the same developers. I will admit I'm biased AF. Right, like, we have to admit we're biased towards our favorite things, right? Like, someone who is absolutely in love with Elden Ring would have been, you know, super over the moon that it won. So it's really down to all of our personal tastes, and sometimes our personal taste isn't what wins the award. I don't know. It just came out and that thing was thinging. That thing was thinging. Don't care for Last of Us in general, seems overhyped for me. What I take issue with when it comes to Last of Us is like how it keeps being remade over and over again. I'm like, it just came out. Like, it just came out a few years ago. Like, I understand something being remade like FF7. FF7 came out a while ago. Last of Us 2 was on like PS4, you know what I mean? But it keeps being remade. So anyway, I liked the first game, but I really don't know why it keeps being remade. Like, I can imagine why from a business perspective, but I'm also like, why? Why are you doing that? You know, so I kind of feel that way about it. That's the thing, right? I can't speak for anyone else, but I had tons of issues with Ragnarok. See, so it's really, I don't know. It just is down to the judges' opinions and 10% of the populace, you know. 10% of the vote. Wait, neither of you have played it? No, me nor Ruuuvo have played Hades because I just missed out when it first came out. And I kind of want to stream it, but new games keep coming out, and it's just in that backlog. The backlog is backlogging. For an award, it's easier to go for the more popular game because of the subjectivity that is game enjoyment, especially if multiple games have good aspects. Right, because like something like I said, you could have 5 games and they all have a great story, great music, great characters, great voice acting, great gameplay. So then what do you choose for the winner? You choose what most people enjoyed. You choose the most popular because what else you know what I mean? And then again, it's all subjective. So you might think this game has a better music, but then this game gets chosen because all the judges thought that one had a better music. Yeah. I think that's how any awards thing goes. I don't think it necessarily means this game is the best game ever. It means this is the game that won the Game of the Year award. That's all it means. You know, you can just take it that way. Like, it's just a game that won from a panel of judges. It doesn't have to mean that all the other games suck, because that's definitely not true. If they were nominated, they don't suck. You know? Even then, someone could say, no, that game sucked, even though it was nominated, because I didn't like it. So it's, I don't know. Humans are weird. Humans are weird. You just reminded me they didn't announce Elden Ring DLC. I'm sad. Oh, sorry. They announced some DLC for other games, I guess. Oh, speaking of which, this is totally different. Among Us is getting a hide and seek DLC. I thought that was really fun because I don't play Among Us anymore, but I remember when I did, we would try to do hide and seek on our own, and I think people even made mods for it. So I'm happy that they listened to the community and they actually made a hide and seek mode. I think that's really fun. I'm excited to watch other people do that because I don't know if I want to play Among Us unless I have to. Unless I am forced, then I will. But I can't remember what the nominees were last year, but our call being like question mark when it takes two won. Right, like I was surprised by that. Oh, Resident Evil 8 was last year. Right, I was like, I think I was surprised Resident Evil didn't win it. Because to me, that would have been the more popular thing, right? So that's why It Takes Two. I was like, oh wow. But you know, I have to say, I loved Resident Evil 8. I am a huge fan of Resident Evil. But It Takes Two also just like had a very, very different approach to games. Like it had a lot of different aspects. It was very fun to play with other people. It brought people together. So I think it was chosen because it brought something new to the table, as far as like a typical game goes. And yeah, it was kind of nice to see something that wasn't like the big popular game win. And I think Resident Evil 8 won some other awards too anyway. But you know, a lot of people loved Resident Evil 8. That's not in question. Even though it didn't win Game of the Year, a lot of people loved it. So it's kind of like, again, the game that wins doesn't necessarily mean other games aren't good. I'm running out of words to describe what my thinking is. Awesome for a new dev team, but it's probably because it was very well received. I mean, yeah, and then you're saying the opposite to me, so I don't know, it's all subjective. This time of year is awful for trying to clear backlogs. Oh yeah. Award shows and competitions for creative things tend to come down to reception / popularity because of things like Wolf said, speaking from personal experience about art competitions as well, right? You know what? Goat Simulator 3 is my GOAT game of the year. Just saying. Absolutely robbed. I want to play imposter for the hide and seek. Yeah, I think that would be fun. I wouldn't mind being imposter for that because then I don't have to pretend to lie, which I'm terrible at. I think if they had the third person mode in there, it would be a different story. But I loved It Takes Two. Couch co-op is so rare these days. Right, like it was a different kind of game. It was all couch co-op. It was very creative too. The character writing in It Takes Two frustrated me, but the game was very endearing. Yeah, the only downside to it was the characters. Like, I hated them. I hated them. I did not like the characters at all. Good characters don't always have to be flawless people. Right, so that's the thing, too. It's just the writing, but... Anyway. Ace Attorney. I think Ace Attorney should have won Game of the Year. Oh my gosh. Okay. Order! Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree? Maybe. It was red, so I wrote it down. That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dunham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Wah! No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your... Wah! I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that Iris killed her. I think Iris took the sword out, which then caused her to die from blood loss. But she didn't try to kill her. She was trying to help her, but she did the opposite. Pro tip, don't take a sword or knife out after you've been stabbed with one, because it's gonna make all the blood fall out. Don't do that. When the blade is removed, right, so most blood loss. Pro tip, huh? Yeah, I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know how else to put that. When blood loss, most blood loss when blade removed. I mean, I already know that, but they're saying it. Bishi got some explaining to do. What do you mean? This is first aid information. Okay. Blood has to stay in your body. Pro tip.
Don't let the blood fall out too much!
Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions.
There'd be some blood. There'd be some. A drop.
Order, order! I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please, give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip? Oh boy. All right, all right. She's getting a massage later. Further details. The game was beautiful as well. I do agree with the character writing. Yeah, it was very pretty. Like, the art style was really nice. The whole ice level where you're swimming around at sonic speed's amazing. Yeah, the ice level was really nice too. I haven't forgotten what those parents did to the stuffed animal elephant though. I know, right? And then they had the gall to turn it into merch. A stuffed animal that you could put back together! Can't believe they had a whole advertisement with that poor elephant. That part of the game was... It was evil. I was like, no. You're making me do that. I cried. I felt so terrible. I was like, how can you do this? I thought this was gonna be a fun family game. Absolutely soul-wrenching, yes. Oh my gosh. I love the steppy stool some of the defendants have. I think hers is the tallest. The way Franziska never uses the whip on Edgeworth. Oh yeah, she hasn't yet. She definitely uses it on Nick a lot. The part with the elephant had me sobbing and made me hate the parrots. Yeah. It's like they're irredeemable to me now. I don't care if they get back together. I don't care if they stay divorced. I don't care if they die. I hate them. Oh. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. That's what I'm saying. You didn't see shit. Okay, Bikini. Did not see. Oh my goodness. Another raid, double raid. Welcome in, Marshmallow. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, Marshmallow Dragon. Welcome in. Can we get a shout out for Dragon, please? Marshmallow Dragon. That's a cute name. Welcome in, 8-Bit Trav and Chickamundo. Oh, and Jake, welcome. And Spethy Cakes and Metal and Marshmallow Dragon. Welcome in, y'all. The campfire brings s'more and booty. Oh, yes. Can all of the bishes please put their booty emotes? If you got them, can you show off our booty emotes for me, please? Welcome in, Raiders. I see you're playing... Oh, Tales of Arise. I have not played Tales of Arise, but I've heard of it. I hope you had a wonderful stream, a wonderful time playing. Love your username. Oh my goodness. Oh, Marshmallow Booty. I'm sure it's luscious. Yeah, it's gonna be a booty emote fight now. Welcome in. Oh my god. These booties. We have 2 booty emotes. We've got a couple of booty emotes based on a couple of Yakuza characters. My name is Bishi, for all of you new folks in here. Hi Bishi, this may or may not be my fault. Well, I appreciate the recommendation, Jake. Thank you. And welcome in everyone, including Marshmallow Dragon. Thanks for bringing your people in here. And thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. A booty emote party, yes. But yeah, my name is Bishi. I'm a big fan of Yakuza. Yes, thanks so much for the follow, Cakes. I'm a big fan of Yakuza. I'm a fan of Ace Attorney, which is what we're playing today. I also love Pokemon, Zelda, Katamari, Pikmin, Resident Evil. I'll play scary games sometimes. I'm kind of all over the board. I play a lot of different games here, but thanks so much for the follows, Metal and Cakes. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all.
But yeah, we like Yakuza around here. I love those emotes, by the way. I love the animated one too. My favorite character from Yakuza is Kiryu. I also cosplay as Majima. So when I'm cosplaying as Majima, I just let my full love of Kiryu out, and it's completely canonical because Majima follows Kiryu everywhere. So it kind of fits me. But I actually recently did a charity stream here on Tuesday, and we unlocked a Kiryu cosplay. So I'm gonna have to cosplay Kiryu now for the first time. But my Majima cosplay, you can see actually in my profile picture, that's me. And I also have a cosplay section of my card there if you want to see. I think there should be a Majima in there. But now I have to be Kiryu for the first time, so excited for the new Yakuza games coming out. Ishin and Mai. I know, yes. I got into Yakuza about 4 years ago, and I've actually streamed every single game that I've played. So from when I started streaming, that's when I started playing Yakuza, and it just kind of took off from there. A lot of people watch me because of my Yakuza playthroughs, so a lot of our community members are also fans of Yakuza. And ever since I learned about Ishin and saw a couple of scenes from it, especially like the bathhouse scene and a few other fun things, I have always wished that they would localize it, and I never stopped believing. I always hoped they would, and they freaking did it and had made that announcement, and yeah, I'm very excited for Ishin in February. I just finished catching up with the whole series like last month, I think, or a month or two ago. And finished Lost Judgment, so I'm completely caught up now. So I have to wait for February for more Yakuza now. But that's not too far away, and I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to you playing Ishin when that releases. Yes, I'm very excited. I should be streaming all future Yakuza games because I'm a huge fan of the series, and that's where I started streaming anyway. So gotta represent, right? Hey Wanderer, welcome. Good morning, Bishi addicts and Phoenix fans, and Kevin. Whoever that is. Oh, good night, Arkham. Thanks so much for being here, and thanks for joining us when we were watching the Game Awards. And have a great night. And yes, we'll see you tomorrow. I should be playing some Pokemon Scarlet tomorrow, some story. We have some peeps in our community who really love Yakuza. Wonderful, yeah. Then they would fit in here perfectly. We talk about all kinds of stuff in here, of course, not just Yakuza. But that's definitely like one of the biggest fandoms that we have in the community. Lovely to meet you too. What other kind of games do you play on your channel? Oh, what were you playing again? Let me go see. You're playing. I just have terrible memory. Tales of Arise. Right. What kind of category of game is that again? Is that RPG, or is it like story action? I can't remember. Like I said, I've heard of it, but I have not played it, so I don't know much about it. So if you want to tell me more about Tales of Arise or more about other games that you play. Action JRPG. Okay, I thought it was an RPG. I thought that's what I remembered. Okay, nice. Do you play like mostly RPGs or just all over the place? I play variety. I love retro and RPG, but also love playing new experiences. Nice. Since you play RPG, have you played the new Pokemon? That was my first RPG. It's Pokemon. Other than that, I haven't played a ton of RPG. I've played Persona 5. That was the biggest one. I played that a few years back. I didn't play Royal though. I played the base game. And that was fun. It just took a long time. I've thought about getting into Dragon Quest games. What other RPGs are there? I mean, Final Fantasy is an RPG, right? I played Final Fantasy VII Remake. I played a little bit of 15, a little bit of 14 too. I don't know if I'm gonna play the new one coming out. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I definitely want to play Crisis Core though. I want to play the remake for that. Waiting for it. Pretty sure I'll be getting it for my birthday or Christmas. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. I totally understand. Yeah, Christmas is coming up. The holidays are coming up. Opportunity for not having to buy something for yourself, instead getting it for free. I understand. Yeah, I got Scarlet. I think I played it the day it came out. I was very excited for it. And I'm still making my way through the story. Some people have completely finished all the story and are doing like special runs in the game now. I'm a little bit slower with it, but yeah. Oh, I got Violet. Graphics issues aside, one of the best games released in the series in my opinion. Right, if it didn't have the graphic issues, it would absolutely be like 10 out of 10 game. I love everything else about it.
aside from some graphic stuff and like some of the visual, I guess, which goes into graphics. But anyway, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I had a glitch happen on stream where I actually fell through the floor and into like an underwater ocean. That wasn't part of the game, it was a glitch. And we got to see all the levels from underneath, like, like we were a dev, so it was ridiculous but funny. Royal is just Persona 5, but less frustrating, but maybe not worth another 60 bucks. That's the thing, like, I finished Persona 5 right as Royal came out. And everyone was saying, why aren't you playing Royal? Why are you... Because I started uploading to YouTube, and everyone was like, why aren't you uploading Royal? I'm like, I didn't play Royal! I'm sorry! I just finished the game and it took me 8 months. I'm not gonna play it all over again. I can't do it. I'm not strong enough. Special insider look, yes. Totally planned. There was a Twitter video I saw earlier today where someone found a shiny Pokemon inside a wall and was able to catch it. Oh, you don't... You don't even know. Okay, listen. You know what? You know what? Hold on. We're talking a lot. Let's just hang out over here for a second. So I did a charity stream on Tuesday, and when I wasn't like doing any of the unlocked goals and stuff or talking about things, I was doing some shiny hunting, and I was trying to get a shiny Swablu because that's my favorite Pokemon. And it was an outbreak in an area that had a big cliff. So there was like 15 of the Pokemon I wanted running around, and I started running along the wall, and I locked onto something that was in the wall. So then I attack it, and I look in there, and there's like 10 Pokemon in the wall. None of them were shiny. I didn't get my shiny that day, but I think it was also because I kept trying to look in the wall and I couldn't find, you know what I mean? Like, it just was so difficult. So maybe they were shiny hunting in the same spot, because the outbreaks usually happen in the same places. Oh my god, it was awful, because I would look around and, okay, there's no shiny. And then I'd have to go double check in the frickin' mountain every single time. I would have to run along the mountain and try to lock onto something and throw the ball so I could look in the wall and check. Oh my god. For all I know, I did miss a shiny. It was in the wall, and I just didn't find it. I didn't see it. I don't know. But I did get the shiny off stream after that, so. At least I got it eventually, right? But yeah, anyway, that was terrible. That's the worst thing I've experienced with glitches, is like, they shouldn't spawn in walls that I can't go through. That's not fair. They were just moving the camera to a more convenient spot and bam, it just showed up. Oh my god. Well, they're very lucky then. On top of getting a shiny, they also actually found it in the wall. So there you go. Having lots of fun with Scarlet despite the issues, doing all the post-game stuff now in shiny hunting. Yeah. It's fun to shiny hunt aside from them being in the walls. They're in the walls. Hey, Pixie Man. Hey, friend. Welcome, welcome. Pokemon aren't supposed to be in the wall. They're supposed to be in the ball. I know, right? Why can't they get that? I will say the place that I shiny hunted for the Swablu off stream was in an area where the walls were not able to be spawned in. I think what the issue is in the first place, there was a floor underneath that mountain where they were spawning in. So I think if there's a floor, Pokemon will spawn there. And then the other place I was, if I clipped through and looked through the mountain, it was just the bottomless pit of the level. So they couldn't spawn in there. So I don't know how they would fix that. I mean, you would think that there'd be like a wall for the Pokemon and my character. Even if there's floor. I don't know. It was just... It's ridiculous. Shouldn't stick around long as I've been on Twitch a long while today, but can't help but love you. I appreciate you being in here, PC Man. Yeah, thank you. I usually, let me see, what time is it again? I usually would be ending stream soon, but because of the Game Awards, I started so late, so I don't know how long I'm gonna go, honestly. I'd like to get to a good stopping point, at least in Ace Attorney, before I consider stopping, but we'll see. I'm kind of just playing it by ear at the moment, not really having a big plan right now. Speaking of graphics, it's funny because when I played Pokemon Sword, I had no problems, but I was looking back at screenshots and clips from my playthrough, and I was like, oh, it looked like this in comparison to Scarlet. Right, like, at the time Sword Shield came out, I was like, oh, this looks really nice, you know, it's simple because it's Pokemon. But then when Scarlet Violet comes out and you compare it, Scarlet Violet looks a lot nicer. And even then, I mean, it's still Pokemon, so it's still not gonna be like Breath of the Wild quality, but you know, it just looked a lot better than Sword Shield. I was so surprised that we were okay with Sword Shield. Looking back, I was like, oh my god, Scarlet Violet's so much better. But yeah. Hey Vane, welcome in. Where are you? You are in the BishiDove channel. You can call me Bishi. Yeah, I had a raid come in from Marshmallow Dragon. And that's why you're here now. But yeah, I'm Bishi. We're playing Ace Attorney today. We're just talking about Pokemon, so I switched over here for a minute. But yeah, I'm also a big fan of Yakuza. Marshmallow was telling me that a lot of their community members are big fans of Yakuza, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, welcome in. Glad to have you. I'm just catching up with chat here. Scarlet has its glitches, but I do like how it looks in general. Yeah, it looks a lot nicer. It looks very nice. Probably the nicest looking Pokemon game so far, for console especially. Highest grossing video game franchise of all time. And not just from Nintendo? I thought it was like Nintendo's largest, or was it Japan's biggest release? I don't remember. I heard something about that, like it broke some records. Some of the textures for the Pokemon are wonderful. I love all the new Pokemon from the new gen. I love the textures on the Pokemon. I mean, you can actually see like fur or feather textures on them. I was really surprised by that. And I love the designs of the characters. It's just the glitches. That's really it. That's really all I have issue with. Modding for Stump can be a lot at times. Right! I always forget that you're a mod there too, PC Man. Yeah, you have a job to do. I get it. I get it. I'm jelly of some of the exclusive mons found in Scarlet, but I do love my Miraidon. Electric Lizard. Yeah, I think they're both cute. I ended up going with Miraidon. I went with Scarlet because of a few different things, and then I ended up liking Miraidon because he kind of reminds me of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. So he's just very endearing to me, but I like them both. I think they're both really cool looking. And yeah, I honestly usually would go for Violet just because I like the color more. But I don't know, something about Scarlet spoke to me. It might have been the female professor. Might have been her, I don't know. Maybe. Been playing the Pokemon Pearl remake to fill the Pokemon Void until I'm able to get Scarlet Violet and just beat the 3rd gym battle today. Just kind of casually going through the game and having a nice time along with playing Ragnarok. Oh, nice. Yeah, I also played Pearl. And I really enjoyed it. I know that some people griped on like the chibi style, but I think it was just trying to emulate like the pixel style from the old game, and I don't need all the games to look like Sword Shield or Scarlet Violet, you know what I mean? Especially if it's a remake, so I liked it. I thought it was cute. I definitely like the running cycles or walking cycles of the Pokemon in this game, the newer one, over Pearl, because in Pearl they're kind of like vacuums, just kind of Roomba-ing around. But it's also a remake of an old game, so I kind of give it slack because of that. But it was fun, and it was my first time experiencing Pearl Diamond. I didn't get to play the original, so I'm glad that they remade it just for that. Be grateful you got raided into a lovely streamer's chat while you were gone. Last time that happened to me, I was staring at chickens. Oh, come on! Sometimes we do a raid for a 24/7 chicken live cam, and they're all sleeping when I raid. You don't like to look at the sleepy chickens? Just wake up to... I've cosplayed a character from this game. Oh, from Ace Attorney. Oh, which one? I'm actually going to be doing an Edgeworth cosplay, and then my spouse is going to be cosplaying Phoenix to a convention next year, probably. In particular, I'm enamored with the metal texture on Magnemite, shiny and pretty. Yeah, I love that they have an actual metal-looking texture now. Oh my goodness, chat is going way faster than I can catch up with. I'm gonna skip some messages here just to catch up. Huge fan of chicken channels. Wouldn't have minded ended up staring at chickens. Yeah, they're, oh, what are they called? I'll go look right now. The chicken stream I follow is called Our Chicken Life. I also follow Dash Ducks, which is like an aquarium one. I like that one too. I think those are the only 2 animal cams. I should follow some more. I should follow more of them. Missed out on the DS game back in the day. Switch remake was fun. Right, that's exactly what I went through too. I only got to experience it on the Switch. Night vision chicken stream. Yep, they have night vision for when they're sleeping. Yeah, the otters are really cute. Have you seen the otter? Yes, I've seen the otter stream.
What channel is that? Is that the Dash Ducks one? Or is it a different one? I think Dash Ducks is always ducks, actually. Because they're called Dash Ducks. Do I follow the otter one? Can you remind me what the otter one is? I'll check if I follow it. I think I do. Maybe. Gotta show off me and Bishy's pet chicken. Yes! We don't have a chicken cam, but we do have chickens. And I did have a chicken cam for them when they were living in the house, when they were babies. We had a little webcam set up for them, so you could actually see them when they were growing up a little bit. Thank you so much for the follow, Vane. Thank you! But yeah, we have our own Stardew Valley life out here. We live in a rural area, so we're able to keep, you know, farm animals and stuff. So my family has a few horses, and we have our 4 pet chickens who just recently started laying eggs, I think a couple months ago. So we bought them in, oh gosh, did we buy them in the spring this year? Like spring, summer? And then they grew up by fall. So now they're laying eggs, and one of them has green eggs. It's an olive egger, an Easter egg chicken. They can have green eggs, blue eggs. There's pink eggs. We also have a pink egg chicken. It's like a really light cream brown color, so it kind of looks pink. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty great. We have our chickies, and we also have 2 pet birds for all you new folks in here. There are the other pets that we have. I should make a chicken command. Hold on, let me see if I can turn this link into a command here. I bet I can. I'm just gonna make one right now, hold on. Where do I put it? Oh, I bet I could just do this. Will that work? Oh, I get it. I can do that. Sorry. Hold on. Give me a second. It's been a long day. Let me see. I forgot how to do things. I just like to do it in the moment because I will forget and then I'll never do it. Okay, let me see if that works. Does that work for y'all? Can you see all 3 of those links on there? Especially the chickens, that's the new one. I think that worked. Okay, all done. Worked, okay, cool, thank you. Are you in a maximum of 4 rural area? Nope, not at all. We could probably have as many as we want, but we are just 2 people, so we don't need to have 20 chickens, you know what I mean? We have 4, I think that's a good amount to have. So they can have a little flock, and we can also give extra eggs to family too. We've already given eggs to our parents and stuff, you know, when we get too many eggs. But yeah, we haven't bought eggs since they started laying, so we save money on that. Yes, we also have the 2 pigeons. We do not eat their eggs though. Only one of them lays eggs, and they're way too small. Also, pigeon eggs, I don't think they taste good. I've never tried. Oh, no worries, PC Man. I gotta give you the nice pictures I took of the chickens to put there. Yeah, we'll have to get a nice picture of them, but that shows all of them at least. Puppy is an excellent dog. The tail contains so many waggles. Yes, she's a good girl. She's a good girl. Many wags. We never run out of eggs. Nope. We have not run out since then. In fact, we have a surplus. We've had to give away so many eggs recently because we haven't been cooking them a lot. So we have too many. We had like a whole basket and there was like 8 eggs in there. I don't know, 10 eggs or something. So you just had to go give them to somebody because they're like, listen, we have too many. I've met people who can only have 4 where they live. Yeah, there's definitely restrictions with like farm animals, including chickens. I think everyone should be allowed to have chickens because it can help with like composting, so it can reduce your waste. Because you can just give them your scraps instead of throwing them away. And it saves money, where eggs sometimes can get kind of pricey. And it's, I don't know, it's just really cool to keep them too. Oh, your next door neighbors have chickens. Yeah, I love chickens. My family has pretty much always had them when I was growing up. Until we, you know, lived in areas where they didn't allow them anymore, which really sucked. So now that we're in a place that we can have them, I definitely wanted to get them at some point. So yeah, we have the 4 chickens. Their names are Onigiri, because she's black and white like an onigiri. We have a brown and black one named Olivia, and she's the one that lays the green eggs.
And then we have Omelet, which is the boss of everybody. And then we have Peep. And she is the big orange one, and she's very cute. Yeah. Onigiri and Peep are definitely my favorites. Don't tell the other two. Because they're the nicest, so. Pecking order hype. Yep, they definitely have a pecking order. And Peep is at the bottom! Peep is at the bottom! They bully her! They bully Peep! It makes me so sad. Onigiri is, actually, she's the smallest, but she's the feistiest, but she's not the boss. Because Omelet is so big. She rules over everybody. Optimus Peep. Yeah, her full name is Octavia Optimus Peep, because she was supposed to be the biggest one, so we wanted her to have the biggest name. But now she's still, I think, the biggest, but she's at the bottom of the pecking order. We love an underdog. Actually, yeah. So, the next one you'll have to name Nugget. Yeah, I thought about it, but I named Omelet because we were naming all of them O names, so like Onigiri, Octavia, you know. So I didn't name one Nugget, and I went with Omelet because Omelet is a chicken in Yakuza 7. And I really loved Omelet. I loved all the scenes that had her. So she's actually my favorite out of the two. I like Omelet better than Nugget in Yakuza, but anyway. Give Peep extra pets for me, please. I will. I will. Yeah, she and Onigiri let us pet them the most, and the other two are more skittish. The one with the beard, the one that lays the green eggs, she is the most skittish, and she will run. She will scream and run away if you try to pet her. She does not like being touched. And I raised them all the same way, so it's just sometimes genetics, you know. Omelet was the business manager. Yep. I loved Omelet, so I had to name a chicken Omelet. Didn't end up being my favorite in the whole flock, but it's okay. Just don't tell her that. Don't tell her, y'all. Don't tell her. All right, I'm gonna switch back over to do more Ace Attorney. We are in the middle of case 5 in the 3rd game. Back to this dramatic scene of a murder, potentially. I have some notes here. I need a notebook because this game can get complicated and I'll forget everything because I have a terrible memory. So I take notes on everything. But yeah, we were in the middle of the court day here. Bikini says, thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Right, I was in the middle of taking a note on that, and then I got the raid. She did not see Elise get stabbed. Okay, that's what I was writing down. Got it. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Elise to the back. Yeah, that's odd. So someone put the sword back in her hand? Okay, so she didn't see Elise get stabbed. Okay, hold on. I'm writing some notes here. She fainted. And then she woke up and saw the Ami statue stabbing her. Okay. Sometimes they get down to the little tiny details and it takes me by surprise, so I write down as much as I can that makes sense. Not me trying to pause the stream like a video. That's okay. Here, I'll just pause for you. Okay. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. Further details. Cross-examination. Oh, sent you my Godot cosplay on the Bluebird app. Oh my goodness. So you cosplay Godot. Okay, let me go see. Oh, nice! Yeah! You got the vest, you got the visor and everything. You even have the little, objection thing. That's cool. And the mug. You can't forget the mug. A Godot cosplayer without a mug. Are they even a Godot cosplayer at all? No, I'm just kidding. Nice cosplay, yeah. As far as my Edgeworth cosplay, the only thing I have right now is the wig. I have the wig and nothing else. So, we'll probably be making their suits, the ones for Phoenix and for Edgeworth, probably after the holidays and stuff. We're in a bit of a, how do I put this? I want to use the word turmoil. We're in a lot of turmoil at the moment. We're just dealing with some like water leak issues in our house and stuff, and might have to move things in the house around, so we can't do anything right now as far as like crafting. So anyway, yeah, so we've been dealing with that in the background here, but I was in the middle of making our outfits, but then life happened. Right, and yeah, we were starting to work on the costumes, and then we started planning our wedding, and so that went on the back burner, and then we got married, and then we were calming down after getting married, and then the stuff with the water stuff started happening, so now we're like, what do we do? So anyway, we don't need to finish the costumes until like next summer, so we have some time. Still debating using my own hair or a wig for Phoenix. I don't know. You might be able to get away with your own hair. You've done it before. Your hair could look just like his. You got the texture and the color for it, so. Unfortunately, I can't make my hair look like Edgeworth because it's gray! And like a middle part, you know? So anyway, they got the wig for me, but. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood. That's when I fainted. And when I awoke, she was stabbing Elise to the back. Okay, so let's cross-examine all of these. Not the middle part, no. There's nothing wrong with middle parts. Get a Phoenix wig and then take it off when nobody's expecting and boom, Phoenix hair! Now that would be pretty cool. Now even better, wear 2 Phoenix wigs. Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. Have it 3 ways. Okay, when I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Oh, and by the way, thank you for the clip, PC Man. I meant to say that. That's genius, you've done it again. What about 4 wigs? No. At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? And she didn't. Okay. So Bikini didn't see blood. First, I guess, until maybe she pulled it out of her and then she saw the blood come out? I don't know. I didn't see her stab Elise. Think carefully. This is very important. It's Iris we are talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. Okay. Do I have that written down, that that's her theory right now? Yes, victim killed in her room, question mark. Okay. I've never seen so much blood before. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? I still think she was trying to help her get the sword out. I'm convinced at this point. Okay, so Iris had blood on her clothes. I'm taking way too much detail down, I think, but I'm scared of getting stuck. Okay. That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? I don't know. Let's stop there for now. I can't afford to make things look any worse for the defendant. I'll bide my time for now. Witness, please continue your testimony from after you witness the victim bleeding. So if I get stuck, I'll come back to this. Alright. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? Now, on to what the killer did next. Anna! Oh my goodness! Did you see Majima at the Game Awards? I did! I did! Now, was it actually a Majima cosplayer? Or was it someone that looked just like him, like with the clothes? Because I saw a snakeskin jacket in the front row. And I was typing to everybody and I was like, did y'all see a Majima, like, in the front row? Are they just wearing, like, the jacket? He was wearing the glove. There was a Majima cosplayer in the front row. That is so funny. I knew it. I saw snakeskin in the front row and I was like, is that... is that Majima? I heard Bishi talk about it but didn't see him. Yeah, has anyone posted screenshots, like, on Twitter or anything? I'm sure somebody has, right? Have you seen any pictures, Anna? I saw. He had the gloves, the coat, and the chain. Oh my god. So he just wasn't wearing the eye patch. Wait, what? Majima was at the Game Awards? Yeah, there was a cosplayer in the front row wearing a snakeskin jacket, and that's the first thing I saw. Yeah, he was in the front row. That's so funny. Oh my god. I'm glad somebody else noticed. I was like, did anybody see the Majima? And everyone was like, oh, I don't know. I think so. Him and the flautist and the weird kid are all over Twitter. The weird kid. Yeah, the weird kid that snuck up on the stage. What the hell? He got arrested, right? Anyway, Majima, thank you so much for subscribing for 16 months, Anna. I appreciate it. Let me turn you into a star. Jazz and I screamed when we saw him. Yeah, I was like, I saw him in the corner of my eye for a split second. I was like, huh? Did you see a Majima? Bishi to the first random stranger they meet each day? Yes. Let me make your star. Anna, there you go. Oh, there you go. It's backwards. Oh, Vane, sorry about that. Can you give a permit, please? To Vane, Ruuuvo? Yeah, no worries. We just have that in case, like, trolls come in and try to put, like, some kind of weird link. You just need a permit. It's fine. Here you go, Anna. There's your star. Thank you, Ruuuvo. There you go. Best I could find. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Yep. Yep. See Majima in the game, and the crowd made Game Awards. Oh my god. That is so funny. Yeah, I mean, I guess you wouldn't want to wear the eye patch so you can actually see the everything, right? He is wearing glasses. I think it'd be funny if you put the eye patch over the glasses. Oh, that's amazing. So Yakuza was at the Game Awards in a way. Stealthy, but also not stealthy Majima at the award show, right? Like, if I wanted to cosplay Majima without being too obvious that I'm cosplaying Majima, I would just dress like him, so. I take back everything I said. If Majima approves, I approve. Oh my goodness. That is so funny. Thank you for sharing, Vane. Yeah, that's much better pictures than I saw, like, during the stream, honestly. Honestly, work. Yeah, like, honestly, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh my goodness. I love that they're in the front row, too. Amazing. So they have to be seen. Oh, that reminds me of the inspector from Young Frankenstein. He had a monocle over his eye patch. And monocle is even worse. Oh my gosh. Okay, real quick, y'all. I'm actually out of water, and I can't do all the voices and stuff in Ace Attorney without some water, so I'm gonna be right back in less than 5 minutes, just a couple minutes probably, and then we'll keep going. I'll be RB.
Alright. I have returned. Let me re-chat. All the paparazzi were in the parking lot waiting for Majima to come out, but he disappeared from whence he came. Back into the sewer system. Keep Majima everywhere going into the real world. He's everywhere. Oh, yep, there's my cosplay of him right there. Random clip. Fragrance of dark coffee. Yeah, that's probably my favorite song from Ace Attorney so far. I really like it. Not that, like, Godot is necessarily, like, my absolute favorite character. I do like him. But I love his theme a lot, mostly. Oh, do gotta get going. Nice meeting y'all, new friendo. See ya another stream. Thanks so much for being in here, Metal. I appreciate you. And, hope you have a great night. And hope we see you again sometime. Have a good one. Alright. Back to the Ace of Attorneys! Edgeworth. You saw none of it, correct? Well, I was unconscious. How long were you out for? I don't know. 10, maybe 20 minutes? Okay, this could be important. Bikini was asleep for maybe 10 to 20 minutes? Okay. So your Twitch picture is you. Yes, that is my cosplay of Majima. I also have a little cosplay section on my card. If you haven't seen it, there it is. But yeah, he's probably my favorite cosplay at the moment. But I just did a charity stream on Tuesday, and we unlocked a goal for me to cosplay Kiryu. So I have to try to cosplay Kiryu now after being Majima for so long. So we'll see how that goes. Usually I'm Majima, and Ruuuvo, my spouse, is Kiryu. So we'll have to see how I do, but I'll have to get that together in the next couple of weeks here. So I'll have fun with it. We'll see. A young man with a very prickly-looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually. Oh yeah, I forgot Nick stepped on her! I'm not sure I like that method of resuscitation. Well, I wasn't asking for mouth-to-mouth or anything of the sort, but I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you. I shall have words with the offender personally. It was an accident! What did you see upon awakening? Okay, so... Nick stepped on her, because Nick was the next person to see the murder, basically, the aftermath. I remember that. When I awoke, Mystic Ami was stabbing Elise through the back. By Mystic Ami, you are referring to the golden statue, correct? Just stabbing someone with the Shichishito, a sacred treasure, is terrible enough. But to then make Mystic Ami hold the blade! Truly, a heinous, despicable crime. It is easy to despise something. Anyone can do it. However, there is something that cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubly hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem? Exactly, why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Right. Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that? No, I don't think I can. There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts. That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often find myself... There isn't always. That phrase might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Shichishito from the Ami statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaws in this testimony, perhaps then I will begin to find the truth. When I looked across... So we do have, I can't forget about this. I can also change the dialogue she says. Right there, okay. So if I get stuck, there is another thing I can do to change what she says. When I looked at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't see her stab Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. Can't blame me. When I awoke, she was stabbing Elise through the back. As the victim's blood and the suspect's fingerprints, she wasn't wearing the hood. think I should change the dialogue. I'm not seeing anything immediately. This is a new picture we have. I wonder why this is important for later. I don't know when this is gonna come in. Okay. I'm not seeing anything. Let's go ahead and try this and see what it does. Okay. Let's press. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding? Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Ah, okay, so this is important. I can never tell if it's gonna screw me over or not. So, Bikini 100% saw Iris pull the sword out, which is what I thought. Okay. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. Almost missed it. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt. It was smoothly drawn out. Oh. It was all the way in. Oh. And then she pulled the sword out with all of those blades. Oh, God. Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out? God, try saying that 10 times fast. That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Ami. Right, yeah, in this picture, it's up to the hilt, and she pulls it out. Mystic Elise was on the ground, and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. Oh. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. Okay. It slid out from that gaping wound. Ah! It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. That's not a smooth sword, right? It's not smooth going back out that way. Pulls the multi-pronged sword out, yeah, but it's not backwards pronged. So, you know, it's like this is the blade, right? It goes in. It's not going in like this. It's sticking out the other way. So, like that, like that. So it's not gonna tug when she's pulling back out. But it would hurt. It would hurt, but it would come out smoothly. It's the part where she was stabbed that would have been terrible. Oh, God. A sword like that with all the prongs would leave a huge hole. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's what I'm like arguing about. It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. Okay, out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. So, impossible? Or, the impossible happened is what he's saying, I guess. Okay. I saw the instant in which the blade, which was plunged into the hilt, was smoothly drawn out. Maybe it is about it not coming out smoothly? I'm I mean, when you look at it, it isn't like the pen. It does flare out. So it would stop at each point. It would. Even if it is being pulled out like that way. Maybe I can present the sword and talk about how it probably wouldn't have slid out like that, or I don't know what else, because this is the new dialogue I probably need to react to. Oh, no, 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 no. I know what it is. I know what's wrong. If it was buried to the hilt, there would be blood all the way up to the hilt. So it's still the sword. The sword is the problem. But yeah, that's, I think, really what doesn't make sense here. Let me save first. Yeah, why is the blood only on the end of it? Yeah. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. Okay, so it's both. What do you mean? Please, explain. Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Ah, so it shouldn't have even been able to do that. Okay. Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep should I so choose. And I believe you, Queen! The objection stands! I wept a little back there, I must admit! That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. Steven! Thank you so much for the raid, Steven! My goodness, another raid today. Y'all are too kind. You're playing some Jackbox. I hope y'all were having a lot of fun. Welcome in Frosty and Steven and Utopia and Raptor. Welcome in. Yes, objection, objection. We are playing some Ace Attorney. I am in the middle of the last case in the last game in the trilogy. So having some fun voice acting the characters and trying to figure out what to show in the court record and all of that. So anyway, welcome in, y'all. If you're new in here, my name is Bishi. And I play all kinds of games here, including Ace Attorney. I'm also playing through Pokemon Scarlet at the moment. I'm also a big fan of the Yakuza series. I just finished Lost Judgment a couple months back and caught up with the series. Looking forward to Ishin in February. Thanks so much for the follow. Pogger, thank you. Hold it. Objection. Not so fast. Take that. Yes. All of the above. All of the above. But yeah, my favorite character from Ace Attorney thus far. Oh gosh, I just did this earlier and just listed off like 5 people, but I'm going to be cosplaying Edgeworth. I have the wig for him already. I don't know if he's my favorite character, but he's up there. I like him, I like Phoenix, I like Maya, I like Gumshoe. Those are all, and Mia as well, of course, but that's everyone. Thank you so much for the follows. I appreciate it. But yeah, I play all kinds of games here. We do play Jackbox sometimes. Most of the time we do it for like special occasions and stuff. But yeah, most of the time I'm playing like story games or, you know, stuff like this. I really like games with a story and Pokemon, you know. Katamari, Zelda, all kinds of stuff. I do like the edgy, yes. I hated him at first. He's very unlikable in the beginning because he's like always fighting Nick and you get annoyed at him, but you know, his character develops over the series and now I really like him, so yeah, he won me over. Now I want to dress up like him. And Ruuuvo is going to be Phoenix, my spouse. But yeah, welcome in, y'all. I hope you had a great stream, Steven. We were talking about the Game Awards stuff earlier. Did y'all watch the Game Awards? I was actually watching it in my Discord server with everybody, and it went on for almost 4 hours.
and cut into my stream time, so I had to start streaming like 2 hours late. But it's fine. We're here now. My spouse! Edgeworth has very good development, so I can like his early snottiness slidey. Right. We watched the second half of the awards. Nice, yeah. Like the important bits with like, you know, Game of the Year and stuff like that. I knew Elden Ring was probably gonna win. I thought it was gonna be either Elden Ring or God of War, just because those were the big games this year, you know? But yeah, I like that Stray won a few things. I played Stray on stream and it was pretty fun. I wish that Plague Tale won some stuff, because I like Plague Tale as well, but it's kind of hard to go up against some of those big name games, you know? And yeah, we got a bunch of announcements for stuff. We got Hades 2, we got like a Bayonetta prequel game. Oh, there was a bunch of stuff. I didn't write anything down. I should have taken notes, I usually do, but I was eating dinner, I was just enjoying myself, you know? I haven't finished Plague Tale. I'm thinking of just streaming the rest of it. I'm still on the fence about it. I want to finish Ace Attorney or Pokemon first, probably. And then maybe stream it for a couple days, but I'm focusing on getting all of the charity unlocked streams first, and I'll think about bringing it back at some point, but I haven't been playing it because I'm thinking of streaming it, so we'll see. I think I could finish it in 1 or 2 more streams. Either one really long stream, like 7 hours, or 2 streams. I could probably finish it, so yeah. I'd like to. It was fun. I was having fun with it, but I wanted to get Pokemon started. Congrats Elden Ring, right? Releasing Tekken renders. Can't handle this. Yeah, there was the new Tekken, the new Street Fighter. Yeah, those were the big ones. I can't remember anything else. And I have Hades, sorry, I can't talk. I have Hades in my backlog on Steam. I haven't played it. I also want to stream Hades. And now the sequel's coming out. This always happens to me. I'm always like, oh, I'll play that game, you know, when I have time. And then by the time I'm even thinking of it, the sequel comes out. And I'm like, oh, great. That happened with Persona 5. I finished it just as Royal came out. I was like, are you kidding me? If I waited 1 more year, I could have just played Royal, but Hades is fantastic. One of my favorite games ever. And to be honest, I don't say that often. Oh yeah, I've heard 10 out of 10 across the board from so many people. Everyone who plays it has told me they love it, so that's why I bought it. I just haven't had time to stream it yet, because new games keep coming out. It's too much. It's too much sometimes. You know, we had Pokemon, and then Zelda's coming out next year, Ishin's coming out next year. I'm like, oh god. I'm running out of time before all these other new games come out. I haven't even played Bayo 3 yet. I love Bayonetta, and I haven't played the 3rd game yet, so you see, it's just, I'm behind on so many things. It's a lot, but I'm taking it 1 day at a time. 1 day at a time. Yeah, we are playing Ace Attorney. I'm almost done with the trilogy here. I definitely wanna finish up this trilogy and then get to the Chronicles a little bit after that. Maybe when I finish this one, I can play Plague Tale and finish it, and then start the Chronicles. Maybe something like that. Because I'm almost done with this one. I think I'll finish Ace Attorney before Pokemon, so we'll see. Well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. Yeah, it's very irregularly shaped. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a Shishishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. But that's also conjecture. I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? There's more, Edgeworth? Because we're not on the same page here. Uh-oh, conclusive contradiction is what I'm looking for. Okay. Sometimes the wording matters. This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? Okay, that's the first thing I thought of there. Ah. If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! No! Order! Order! Ah! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. But what does this all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but... Having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is... The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shichishito. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. Let's examine this again. He's just ignoring her. What was it that made us think the sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mystic Ami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. So he's saying that Bikini is misremembering what she saw because the impact of the statue looking like she's stabbing her was so strong that she actually witnessed her pulling a different sword out. It influenced us to believe that the Shichishito was the murder weapon. So it wasn't. Okay, Shichishito. Oh, I missed him getting whipped. Oops. Not the murder weapon. Interesting. His smarmy face, I know. So confident. Not smarmy, but still his face. Yes, we do have an Edgeworth from, was that the play, I think? The stage play? It was either the stage play or the movie. We took a screenshot. I like when you get the zoomed out shot, you can see all the crates Bikini standing on it. Cracks me up. I am smiling in real life. I keep missing the crate. Yeah, you just, when it does the zoom out look, just look at Bikini. She's standing on a bunch of crates. It's so funny. Yeah, the Shichishito was stabbing her. Would it be here? I think we have a picture. This is what they found. But the picture that we keep seeing of her like pulling the Shichishito out of the lady is memory. It's not a photo. So memory can be false. So he's saying, I think, that because she saw this when she woke up, she misremembered that the sword here was the one she saw being pulled out, which I guess it was something else. So maybe the Shichishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. No. She didn't see her stab. She saw her pull out the sword. Get it right, Von Karma. You're getting sloppy. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? Not even worth a response. Are you kidding me? She's just plain wrong. If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Miss Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. There's the crates, look! Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. Oh, great. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Oh boy. Location of the weapon. I totally forgot her name was Bikini. Yep. Sorry, I wasn't looking. Oh my god. You can always watch the VOD later, my dear. I'm crocheting while I'm watching. No worries.
Yeah, the bloody Shichishito exists, but it was not the murder weapon. A setup? Maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of going towards, is maybe it's a setup. Pictured, a tricky beast, a little rat. A small friend. I saw the murder at about 11 p.m. and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. Alright. Let me update the timeline. Okay, and then she... She went to the main gate after that. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Ooh. Okay, making another timeline. I ran out of room. Okay, so main gate. Bikini. Snowmobile tracks. So someone else was on the mountain that night. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. So she just said it took like 5 minutes to get to the bridge. Okay. Got it. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Are there fingerprints on the snowmobile? Where's the snowmobile now? Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape. With my back and my age, you know. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph. Here is a photograph. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. So this is the front of the main gate. So the snowmobile was brought back? It looks like it's coming to the place. Okay. Okay. The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Oh no, they're saying it starts there and goes back to the bridge. Okay. The tracks go from Hazakura to Dusky Bridge. Okay. Totally unrelated, my new CPU is arriving today. Ooh. Congrats, yes. Nice, nice. So you're updating your PC? Man, I'm scared of whenever I gotta get to that. I'm holding out hope I don't have to update mine for a while yet. I think I built it in, oh, it's been a few years now. Not too long, though. I think it was, 2019? Only updating the CPU. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's the great thing about building your own PC or getting something that's like customizable, like a tower, is that you can just update one thing at a time. I think I have my PC build right here. Yeah, early 2019. There we go. I'm hoping I don't have to mess with it for another few years. We'll see. Plus, like, we've just come out of a period where some PC parts were really expensive, like graphics cards, right? Are they still really expensive, or did it calm down? I mean, we got the pandemic, we've got scalpers and people using them for like farming Bitcoin or whatever, and like all this other crap. Oh god. I have a Ryzen 2700X and upgrading to a 5800X 3D. Oh damn. That's pretty cool. I bet it's gonna run a lot nicer. Prices are coming down. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So now or soon is probably a good time to get stuff, right? Like what you're doing with the CPU. Taking that night from the main gate to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Oh boy. Location of the weapon, cross-examination.
I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. Right, she already said this. Saw the tracks. Takes 15 minutes to walk to the bridge, but less than 5 using that. Maybe they threw the weapon in the river and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile. I mean, she does have testimony that she didn't leave her room, but that's just her word against bikinis. The 5800 is also going to do a ton for the games I play. It has a stupid amount of L3 cache, 96 megabytes compared to 16 in the 27. Oh my god. Yeah, going from 16 to 96 is wild. Well, congrats again on getting a really nice upgrade. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know what I would want to upgrade first with mine. Like, I did enough research to know what was affordable and good enough for streaming and gaming at the time in 2019. But I've been out of the game of PC building since then, so I don't know what's out there and what the prices are or anything. I'm probably just waiting until something stops working, and then I'll have to replace it. Oh god. We'll see, we'll see. Let's see, saw the murder at 11. You are sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night, now could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hasakura Temple. Your estimation of the time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. Hey, David. Welcome in. How you doing this fine Thursday? You watched the Game Awards earlier? We were doing a group watch in the Discord earlier today, and it went on for twice as long as I thought it would. So I'm streaming probably a little bit later than usual. Let's see. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And we're also playing some Ace Attorney. Main gate. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right. The one who trampled me. It seems she is the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright. He didn't even have his cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too. Good for you! Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. Okay. And there I saw tracks. Oh, you didn't watch it? Okay, you just haven't had a chance yet. Yeah, it was, a lot of the awards I saw made sense, of course. Game of the Year made sense. I don't know if you've seen, like, who won what, if you don't want me to, like, spoiler anything. I don't know. But yeah, there was a lot of, cool announcements as well for some new games. There's some games that got some sequels, and there was a few surprise announcements I saw that I wasn't expecting. Stuff like that. Oh, you didn't see the Game Awards either, friend. By the way, I bought the Ace Attorney trilogy on sale on Nintendo eShop. Can't wait to play. Oh, nice! Yeah! You'll get to experience the Ace Attorneys as well. Are you interested in the Chronicles after that, too? When I was halfway through this trilogy, I decided to get the Chronicles, because I realized I was having a really good time with Ace Attorney, and wanted the fun to continue even after the trilogy was done. So yeah, if you end up really liking it, then you'll have more to play after that too, thankfully, since they finally localized that. What was it, last year? 2 years ago? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know, but yeah. Congrats on getting the Ace Attorneys. Oh, I played the Chronicles, but never played the Phoenix Wright. Oh, okay. I'm not sure if you had told me that before. I'm sorry if I forgot. But, okay, so you're, like, working backwards. I think the Chronicles, like, chronologically are before? They're in the past, I think? That's all I know, is that I think it's, like, a long time ago compared to, like, this game, for instance, but... Okay, nice. So we'll be doing backwards. We'll be doing, opposite. Correct, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was, like, olden days in the Chronicles, which sounds really fun, so I'm excited for that when I get to playing it, but I already got it on the Switch, so
A long time ago, in a courtroom far, far away. I hope it opens with that. I hope that's like the introduction title. Okay, there I saw tracks, indicated the snowmobile had been used. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate. So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. By 11? Okay, so the timing might be what's the contradiction here. So, by 11... Or... It was a little bit after 11. Well, she's kind of vague with the timing, because she says that she sees the murder, I think, around 11. And then she passes out, wakes up about, what did she say? How long was she asleep? I wrote it down. I think 10 to 20 minutes. Yeah, 10 to 20 minutes. And then she asks Phoenix to report the crime, and then she's getting anxious, so she walks away, and then she sees the snowmobile. So they're saying that Iris, by that time, had murdered, put the sword back, gotten the snowmobile, went to the bridge, discarded it on the bridge, drove back, returned the snowmobile, and then went to her room and meditated. I don't know if there's enough time for that. So they're saying by 11, yeah, Iris had murdered. Well, not by 11, but around then? I don't know. They're not giving me exact times to work with. Iris had murdered. Discarded. Weapon in river. Which would be like 5 minutes away with the snowmobile. Came back. It's another 5 minutes. And then went to her room when they found her. And she had... Yeah, okay. Anyway. Can't wait to be an attorney again, but in modern day, right? That's gonna be an interesting, because it's always interesting how people drop into a series, like with Yakuza, for instance. I started with Zero, which is a prequel, but came out, like, years after the series started. And so I always think it's interesting when people drop in at different points, like me with Zero, or someone starting with, like, Kiwami, or, like, me starting with the trilogy, which came out first, but then the Chronicles are before that in the timeline, I suppose. And then you did, like, the opposite. I feel like it gives you different perspectives and, like, different experiences in a series, depending on where you drop. Not that any way is not valid, but just different, you know? Interesting for me to think about. She discarded the murder weapon and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Oh, you're asking me? But you're the great, amazing Edgeworth. You should know everything. Not sure if this is relevant. Let's press further. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. Ah, I see. I never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. She's not gonna know. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. So it had been used. Okay, I think that is important to know. Okay. Snowmobile had no snow. A snowmobile with no snow is just a mobile! Snow?
Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it? Curses. It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh? How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? 5 minutes! Yeah. Speaking of Yakuza, I'm excited as hell for Ishin and looking forward to hearing more about Yakuza Gaiden and Yakuza 8. I know we got 3 big Yakuza games coming out. Usually we only get an announcement for 1, you know, so I'm really glad we got a lot to look forward to, and especially Ishin is coming out pretty soon, just a couple of months away in February, so I won't be Yakuza-less for long, since I just finished Lost Judgment and have no other Yakuzas to do. But yeah, and I am like 150% excited for Ishin especially. Like, of course I'm excited for the Gaiden game. I think it's cool that we're getting like kind of a spin-off for Kiryu to kind of come back a little bit. And then of course for Yakuza 8, I'm always going to be excited for the next installment, but I'm especially happy about Ishin because it took so long for them to localize it and I wasn't sure if they ever would. And even though I'm a fan from just 4 years ago, I felt the longing for it too, you know? I was always like, oh, I hope they localize it someday. And they did! They did it! Screenshots of karaoke have surfaced in Ishin. The hype continues to roll on. Oh boy, I'm like, I don't even need to see anything from the game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm totally fine just waiting until it comes out to see everything. Because I'm 100% going to play it. I don't even need the demo. I don't need anything. I'm just like, no, I'm ready. I'm just give me the game. I'm ready for the game. I hope Gaiden won't be like a short DLC-like game. I don't think it's gonna be like a full-blown Yakuza installment, but I think it's gonna be longer than a DLC. Like, it's gonna be kind of in between. Kind of like a short game, but not a short DLC. I think it's gonna be longer than like the Kaito files, for instance. And even that took me like a few streams to get through, so. I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of seeing Gaiden as like an in-between it for Ishin and Yakuza 8. Like just a little thing to hold us over or something. We'll see. Alright, Bikini, 60 minutes to walk to Ski Bridge, but less than 5. Okay, so we got an important information that says snowmobile had no snow on it, so it definitely had been used. Let's press on this. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Ah, there's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Okay, so... what if you're the murderer? You know, I'm like, if someone framed her... I don't know. Don't tell me. Bikini... oh, I just blanked. What did she say? She is scared to use it. Okay. She's scared to use it after an accident. Okay. Maybe they threw the weapon into the river and came back while I was knocked out. Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Oh, that's gonna be an Ishin. I've seen it in the trailer. I was shocked. I'm glad. I want that to be in every game. I'm excited. The only thing is, I won't know the differences between the original version of Ishin and this, like, remake of Ishin, so to say. So I'll have to depend on chat to tell me, oh, this was not in the original one, you know. I did not play the Japanese version. Iris could have done that.
While it would have been possible time-wise, one element remains out of place here. Oh? And what would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of this murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma? Wah! Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while? Your Honor. What? She's as over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth.
You're thinking she did that. You don't know anything.
Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. Okay, so just find the contradiction. It's up to me. Oh boy. Okay. Oh Lord. Saw the murder at 11. After asking it be reported, went out to the gate. Saw tracks, indicated the snowmobile had been used. Maybe I have something to look at. Well, I do see footprints. So maybe that's odd? I'm sure it's purposeful. We have footprints, and then we have the snowmobile tracks over those footprints, so maybe this picture's gonna be the key to something. I'm not seeing it right now, but it's also 1:30 a.m., so... let's see, 10 to 11 p.m. was the time of death. It's gonna be something about the timing, or the order of how things happened. Maybe they threw the weapon. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? There's surely a problem with this testimony. All I have to do is start poking holes. So if I use the photo, let me see what dialogue would make the most sense for that. I guess this one. I am gonna save though, because I think I'm gonna be guessing a little bit on this one. Yeah, that's not it. I haven't messed up though. I want to see what happens when Edgeworth messes up. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't accept that. Well done, Your Honor. What? I was only testing you just now. Well then, why don't you try testing this penalty too? It looks like I shouldn't have spoken in haste. Oh my god. I was just testing you. Edgeworth would say something like that. Not flustered at all. He's just like... The size 7 boot is the evidence, Your Honor. Look at these foot tracks. Let's see. I might have a theory of what I should do. I'm still guessing. I might load the save. No. It's a very nice game. Oh, it's very nice. The game just lets you save pretty much anywhere. Oh, yeah. There's a few moments where it won't let you, like if you're supposed to be presenting evidence and you're kind of locked in, like not even like right now, but it's like, what is a thing that proves your statement, you know? You can't save there. So I always try to anticipate when those moments are coming and save right before. But otherwise, yeah, it's very easy to save and load. It's all very quick too, so that's why I do it. It's easy. If you mess up, you can just go back. So yeah, I think I've had a, what is it called? I guess a bad ending. Like I've run out of health once before because I messed up and I was like, okay, let me see what happens when I let it go all the way out. And I don't remember what happened, but I think it has specific dialogue or something. But yeah, I try not to let it get too low because I mean, I would just have to be going through the end over and over again, so. Ace Attorney is very lenient with the save throw. Oh yeah, and I appreciate that a lot. I hope Chronicles is the same way. And came back. Is this related to the tracks in the snow? Oh, I see. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Yeah, because they're saying that there are snowmobile tracks from the bridge to the temple. Because we know that the suspect was found at the temple, so it would make sense that she was still there. I think it's gonna come down to something with the timing, because they keep telling me very specific things, like it takes 15 minutes to walk the bridge, less than 5 using the snowmobile, it takes 5 minutes to get there, 5 minutes back. Within 10 minutes, a person could probably, you know, go drop off the weapon and then come back. But I don't know, I'm not seeing, like, specifically what I need to show. We've already ruled out that the Shichishito is not the murder weapon. So right now, we're trying to figure out if the person reasonably could have discarded it in the river. Now... See, now I'm getting tripped up with the timeline of things, because they're being so specific in some places and vague in other places. Maybe one set of tracks in the snow. Yeah, the thing is, like... So this is a picture that's probably most relevant to what we're talking about. We have a picture of the snowmobile after it had been used, because there's no snow on it. And it has the tracks coming back from the place. I mean, it's only one set of tracks from the snowmobile. So unless they took the exact route there and the exact route back, but I don't know if that's what it's getting at. There is also the footsteps, and the snowmobile was used after the footsteps. So I'm thinking maybe something having to do with the footsteps might be the thing. I presented this photo already to one piece of dialogue and it wasn't it, so I don't know if I just presented it to the wrong part or if this picture isn't it right now. Let me read the notes. My handy dandy Ace Attorney notebook. Just guessing since I haven't been fully paying attention. Yeah, no worries. I want to figure it out. I'm just like, oh man. Sometimes all it takes is me to see one thing or think about one thing differently and then I get it. But I haven't played Chronicles myself, so that'll be a very new experience. Oh boy. Note Dove, yes. BishiDove turned into Note Dove. I evolved. Okay, this was about the sword. Bikini didn't see Elise get stabbed, but she saw Elise with a sword in her back and Iris holding it. She fainted, woke up, saw a Mystic Ami statue stabbing her. Okay, so basically they're saying that Iris did all of these things in the time that Bikini was unconscious. Phoenix comes up, accidentally steps on her, wakes her up, and then Phoenix goes to something I could see is Phoenix went to the bridge as well to go report the crime. And the snowmobile tracks are over footprints. So It almost seems as if someone used the snowmobile after Phoenix had already left. Which wouldn't really make sense. I think timeline-wise, this is a little iffy. It might be something like that, I'm thinking. Hey, Carol. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Thursday. We are playing some Ace Attorney. I'm a little stuck at the moment, but I'm trying my best. Okay, from the main gate to Dusky Bridge, right? So let me start from the beginning. If we use the picture, what could I use it on? I saw the murder at around 11. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. There I saw tracks. It indicated the mobile had been used. It takes 50 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using that. Maybe they threw the weapon into the Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile. I think I presented the picture to this. Let me do some trial and error real quick, because I literally don't remember what I presented the photo to that got me the first penalty, so I'm just gonna be doing some saving and loading, don't mind me. So I feel like it's that picture, but I don't know what I'm presenting it to exactly. And I might be getting ahead of myself here, I think. No, that's it. Okay, that's it. Alright. I don't know exactly what I did just now, but it was the right choice, so. Okay. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? Okay, that is something I thought of before. Okay, yeah. Yeah. What do you mean? Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be 2 sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those from coming back. Ah, you're right. You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. Are you joking? But she came back within 10 minutes. That's what y'all were saying. They got covered up in 10 minutes and then those ones didn't? Come on. Okay, so now she's saying... Oh my lord. First tracks covered by snow, question mark. Whatever! This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. Oh. Well, hold on. Is that true or not? Let's check the weather data. Snow lasted from 7 to about 10:50 p.m. Nope. Nope. The snow stopped before she used the snowmobile because the murder was around 11. Right? Death between 10 to 11. Maybe it still works. Leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? I hope so. This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks? There's a contradiction, let's just say that, because I think there is. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction? So sassy. No need. The evidence will do all of the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. I think it would be the weather report. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder.
Weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11, the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Ah! Ah! Order! Order! Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Wah! It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct? When it's made after the fact! What are you talking about? It's not a prediction, it's what happened. Ah, no, you got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data. Yeah! Forecast, data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11. It's true. Not be totally sure, eh? What? How did she pull that off? It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. Okay. Fine then. There's no snow on the body. You dummies. Okay. How about that? I guess it's new. Does anyone else have a react button below the stream player? I've seen it in some streams, but not others. It gives you a range of options, and hypothetically, the streamer will be able to review how many funny, oh no, etc. reactions they get in a particular part of the stream. Yes, so that is a new feature that Twitch introduced, I think, like a few weeks ago. And I don't know. I didn't know how to feel about it, but I guess it's kind of like an anonymous way to give feedback, sorta. Like, oh, this was a really good moment, or I didn't like that moment, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to try it out, you can. If something makes you laugh a lot, you can put a laugh. Honestly, like, I just feel like I would prefer clips, you know? Because then I'll know, oh, that was a really fun moment, and then I can actually go on to use that to put on like social media, or I can use it in a trailer later on to promote the streams and stuff. So I honestly would prefer just clipping funny moments than just putting a laugh react, but I think it's kind of a way for people who don't do clips and maybe who lurk to give some kind of like a feedback. The only thing for me is I would rather not have like anonymous bad feedback. I'd rather it just be like, oh, if you want to give like a thumbs up or a laughing face, you can. I know that there's like some like negative reactions included, so I don't know. We'll deliver the reactions anonymously after the stream to give the streamer a snapshot of how viewers felt about key moments while they were live. Yeah, exactly. If I was streaming, I didn't consent to anonymous feedback. Yeah, I don't know if I can turn them off or not. I just haven't like really noticed them anywhere. Like I haven't seen even any data about it, so I forgot about it, but I don't even know if it's optional. I feel like any of the new stuff they roll out should be optional because some people just don't like some of the things they're coming out with lately, you know? I assume it's more useful for big, huge streams where the streamer can't just judge how the stream is going from chat feedback. Right? I don't know. Like, I guess I wouldn't mind seeing, oh, there's a happy face here and a happy face here. I don't know. Like I said, I think I'd rather just people clip funny moments. But if you want to try it out, you can. I don't mind some happy faces. I don't know how much I want to see negative reaction. Oh gosh. Okay, you need to provide conclusive evidence. I sent a heart, thanks. I'll go back and be like, oh, what happened in that moment? It's just me describing what the reactions do. I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Oh boy. Very well. I, too, cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. I also sent a heart. Thanks, Fran. Huh. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well, then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? Right. Here.
Ultimately, it all comes down to one point, that being whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
That's right, but proving that is
incredibly easy. If we want to know whether if it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception, and that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Dunham. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph, there should be 2 sets of tracks. Ah! Okay, so what we just learned... Oh! He's getting whipped while I'm not looking. So... Oh god, it made me blank. Frickin' whip made me blank. It stopped snowing before the murder. Frickin' whip made me blank! Stopped snowing before the murder. And that means there's only 1 set of snowmobile tracks. For sure. Okay. Now, why there's only 1 set, I'm not sure yet. Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself. Same! But this is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple... Okay, so there are 2 sets of tracks, but one is from before the murder. Okay. That makes more sense. So, I'll just say it this way. Snowmobile was used to go from Hazakura to the bridge, actually, to the bridge. Before murder, that's important. Then used to go back. After murder? So it was at the bridge during the murder. So whoever used it wasn't the murderer. When this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Okay. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only 1 key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. Okay. That's another important thing. So Iris had the snowmobile keys. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. Unless someone set her up and put the key in her room. They stole it and then put it back. Okay. Got it. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. Okay. Oh boy. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So, she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That might be important to know later, too.
I mean, yeah, that bridge was rickety as hell. Okay. That sounds right. But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple... She didn't see it. I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. Oh. Bikini didn't see it on her way to the bath. That's where she was going. Okay, I gotta get my facts straight because I don't think I'm gonna finish this case today, so I gotta make sure I know what to do next time. Didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean, was it covered in snow? I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. Oh. Interesting. So... Oh, God. Making my brain hurt. Just a little. Okay. So Bikini did see it on her way to the bath, but she saw it here unused. Okay, so I'm gonna alter what I wrote. Bikini saw it unused by Hazakura. So, at the time that she went to the bath... This song is like Jeopardy. The Jeopardy song of Ace Attorney. It should be do 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 do. Okay, when Bikini took her bath, the mobile hadn't been used yet. Just put it in plain words for myself for later, for real though. Right, like this. Do 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 do. It's like the Jeopardy. Okay, I know what I saw is covered in snow. But that isn't possible. Order! Order! Order in the court! What does this all mean? I mean, the way I think of it is that, at least with the timeline, she went to go take the bath, and by that point, no one had used the snowmobile. So if Iris really had gone to the inner temple, she would have gone on foot. I guess what they're saying is impossible is that the snowmobile was used to go to the bridge, but that was done before the murder and before the snow stopped, and then it was used to come back after the murder, after the snow had stopped. And it's odd that even up to the bath, it had not been used yet, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it means yet. What does this all mean? You tell me, Judge. So then, what was the snowmobile used for? Yeah, so it's just not used for what they're thinking. It was not used for Iris to go to the bridge. Something else happened. It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. She didn't go there. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate, right? Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be two sets of tracks in this photo. Okay, so we're kind of ruling out what the snowmobile is all about, so I should be writing this down for sure. Okay, so the snowmobile wasn't used for the following. Iris to go to the temple, or to dispose of the murder weapon. Okay, got it.
All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. That is all we know. Okay. So, actually, we don't know where it was taken to. But we do know it probably wasn't taken to the bridge. It was taken somewhere else, and then was used from the bridge back to Hazakura on the return trip. So it had to be at the bridge at some point, I think. Because it goes from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. Okay, something like that. It was used to go back to Hazakura from the bridge, because that's where the tracks are. Alright. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness.
Yes, I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know.
But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. Oh boy. I wonder who it could be. Gonna go pass out. Good night / time zone all. Thanks so much for hanging out, PC man. I appreciate you. And hope you have sweet dreams. A good night. And we'll see you next time. We'll see you around. A witness, huh? Was there no one out, walking perhaps, near Dusky Bridge on that night?
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that.
An idiot, huh?
Unless they had something really important to do.
That's a shame. Oh, because I guess maybe Larry could have snuck into Iris's room like a creep and taken her key, and then used the snowmobile to go to the Heavenly Hall, and then that would be kind of from the direction of Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. I just don't know why the tracks don't go from the Heavenly Hall and start at the bridge, but maybe it's Larry. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? Or maybe he didn't use it but saw it. Yeah, I don't know. I might be jumping ahead. I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come to mind. Which are? First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? You already know who it is! This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc de Laduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. Okay. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim Elise Dunant. Her student? Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder? That's embarrassing. To say the least. It's me. I mean, it's that guy. I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him, although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? Who's to say? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Edgeworth is, lying by omission. He's just kind of like, I'm not gonna tell them all the details. Summon this youth as a witness immediately! I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. To be continued! Next time on twitch.tv/BishiDove. I went for about 4 hours despite being slightly late because of the Game Awards today, so I'm happy about that. We still had a full stream. It's a thank you. But thank y'all for hanging out. I know that stream started late, so I wasn't sure, you know, how stream would go, because I started streaming at a time I usually don't. So I appreciate y'all being here despite that, and had a lot of fun with the voice acting and playing Ace Attorney today, and also talking, of course, as usual, about lots of different things. But yeah, thank y'all so much for being here. But yeah, there is my social media. I'm most active on Twitter, Tumblr, and YouTube. We also have Discord, open to anybody if you'd like to join. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully at 8:30 p.m. Central Time with some more Pokemon Scarlet, working through the story and stuff, and I can show y'all my shiny Swablu. But yeah, have a great night, everybody, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!